Hello, everybody. Project422 Films here, and I am joined by the cast of Batman Under the Dark, as well as the executive producers, and we also have
Hello,
Mustafa
everybody.
here.
Project422 Films
Hello.
Hey,
But yeah, um, if you guys want, you can ask questions in the live chat. But I think Moose might have a few questions to ask the cast that we have here right now. So take it away.
Okay. Well, thank you for that introduction. Like I said, I'm Mustafa, also known as Moose the Creator on YouTube. So I apparently in Project for Films words, I am the Chad Hardwick of this chat. So okay, let's do this. So my first question is what made you like think of the story for Batman Under the Dark? This goes to the Project 44. What kind of like inspired you for to make the story or create the story for it?
Well, thank you for that question. Um, I fell in love with the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. Feel like everyone who's watching this and is a part of this project right now is it knows and really loves Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and I feel like there was a story that needed to be there's a separate story regarding the Joker that needed to be told, as well as what life was like for Batman as a fugitive vigilante. And so, thus, we have a quote unquote under the dark situation because Batman is really a fugitive hiding from the law as he's taken the fall for Harvey Dent's death. And so that's placed on his shoulders, and so we have the we have the story.
All right, like I like that idea. Considering I think that the Christopher Nolan trilogies is like such a such a like I guess the most grounded and most interesting way for a Batman series or Batman story to be told. And I really do consider it to be one of the best DC films that have been made so far. In my opinion, some people might disagree with me, but that's anyway. So I guess another question I wanted to ask. So who are the cast members in the chat right now? So who I know.
Well, for starters, we can introduce their characters. So obviously, we have Forgotten Tactic as Bruce Wayne. Would you introduce yourself if you want?
Everyone, Forgot Tech here. I'll be playing Bruce Wayne slash Batman.
We also have the Joker.
What? What? Hi, I'm Tom.
hi, Tom.
That was
I
great.
Tom.
That's all you have to do. Just laugh and say hi. How you
I'm
doing?
Tom.
Nothing. Hi,
Oh,
Tom.
hey guys.
We also have none other than Batman's assistant slash butler slash father figure, Alfred J. Pennyworth.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm going to be playing Alfred, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
No
Hi,
one told me
Eric.
this is name meaning shit. I, um. Also to answer, I see Thundercat has a question. He asked if I'm still drinking that milk. Yes, I am. Uh, uh, but to ask a question to the Forgotten Tactic who's voicing Bruce Wayne, is there any like other past voice actors who's voiced Batman, like Bruce Greenwood or Kevin Conroy or any of those other voice act like is there any inspiration you took for your take on Bruce Wayne?
Well, usually for my take on Bruce Wayne, of course, I'm going to look at Christian Bale for his interpretation of the character, but also I like to put my little twist in it, and I usually try to achieve the range that was, I said before, established by Conroy and Greenwood, because I just find those to be like the perfect range as to what Batman has always sounded like to me in the comics.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess the hard part is like when voicing Bruce Wayne and Batman is that Bruce Wayne is supposedly I guess you could say the secret identity in a way where he's not being his true self. And so when whoever is Batman, he's kind of like, well, like I say, well, the best example would be Kevin Conroy's portrayal. Bruce Wayne's voice as Batman is himself, and when he voices Bruce Wayne, it sounds a little different. So I guess I can't really that's the best example, but like, would you say that that was also an inspiration? If you, because I take it you're also voicing Batman as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know, like, you have to. So I know you're taking inspiration from Christian Bale. Um, so because people say for Batman, the character, like, he has kind of three personalities. He has Bruce Wayne, the rich billionaire playboy, and Bruce Wayne, the damaged man who's still traumatized by his parents' death, and then himself as Batman, the guy who takes out his anger and aggression and wants vengeance and for his parents' death. So, is there any like I guess, like, from that perspective, would you say that's also in part of you voicing Bruce Wayne at all? Like, have you taken that like insight of voicing three different characters as but at the same time you're voicing one guy? If that makes any sense.
I guess he disappeared like the Batman.
I did. I've been talking this whole time. Great. Uh, he
I
disappeared like
enjoyed
the
that.
Batman.
I enjoyed listening to that.
It was beautiful.
It's good.
Yeah. Thank you. And what was your name of the representative who voices Joker? Oh, Tom, right. Uh, so I take it you took inspiration from Heath Ledger, right?
I try to take a bit of inspiration from a few of them. I took a bit of inspiration, well, the majority from Heath Ledger. Um, I did also look into a bit of Jack Nicholson,
Okay.
tried to
Okay.
somehow incorporate him. And I didn't want to try and touch on sort of the new aspect of the Joker, sort of Jared Leto style. I do like his twang of things, but I didn't want to mash things. I do like more so Heath Ledger for the voice, really.
Yeah,
I'm
because
very
I've heard a bit of your words were from the teaser, and it sounds really great, man. Like, you got the laugh down. And that's one of the hardest parts of the Joker is the laugh and making it sound natural. Um, how did you approach to get the role? Did he come to you and ask, or did you audition? Like, how did that process go?
Well, I did stumble across the auditions for the Joker, and from previous things which I've shared with the rest of the cast, I'd done previous sort of work on a small piece called The Asylum, which, not to go too far off track from the whole thing, but that was a lot of looking at sort of the behind the scenes, sort of in the mind of a psychopath and things like that. So I kind of took that on board, saw the audition online, and thought, why not go for it? I'm a big fan of all sort of the trilogies of Batman, The Dark Knight, all the old films, even the old TV series with Adam West, RIP. And yeah, I just got approached online. I went for the audition, and then next thing I know, I got an email back, and it was a pretty pleasant email, to be honest, saying, "Hey, here you go, you got the part."
Nice. So, have you voiced any other projects or any other characters that you like to voice for?
I haven't done many other projects really. I've just done at the moment. This is the only project I'm working on. I've tried to audition for a few other things, but it's just time at the moment. But this is the project that I am really looking forward to.
That's great. I'm glad that you're a part of this project since I think it's gonna be great personally. I think it looks very professional and well done. One of the things I like about, and this is me, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be Chris Hartwig, for a second. What I like about what I like about the about Project 44 is that he has like he does the things with his films that he makes them feel cinematic. He makes them feel like they are like films, like actual like you're watching sort of like a short film. Uh, like with his shots and his cinematography and his lighting and the sets he makes, like he tries to make it seem as real as possible that you can get with action figures. So, which I appreciate that and I respect that a lot.
Thank you
So
very much.
I
you're
wonder
welcome.
who helps him out with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying with both of you, I think you both do a fantastic job and making that vision come to life. And I think with stop motion, it's very hard to do because you only and I think it's just with animation in general, like you're just trying to make that thought in your head being come to a visual reality is a very hard thing to do. And also with voice acting, I get it. I'm a voice actor too, and trying to find the right voice and trying to find projects and get your name out there is definitely it's not easy. But I'm glad you're part of this project, man. I'm helping to get to know you more, Tom.
Oh,
So,
thanks, dude.
and voice actor who voices Alfred was Eric, correct?
Yes.
Eric. So, is there any other actors or voice actors that you take inspiration from when voicing Alfred?
Um, it's mostly Michael Caine. That was pretty much the direction that was wanted in the audition. That's what I went with for the audition.
Mm-hmm.
It's just um, pretty much where I'm going with it. I think he really nailed the Alfred character. I mean, you see the films and Michael Caine is Alfred as much as the guy's name escapes me who played him in the Tim Burton. But yeah, there's just there's just no better Alfred than Michael Caine. So that's pretty much where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think though, one of the best things about the character is uh showing off his kind and nature and his fondness and his fatherly like tone with Bruce. And I think the harp something is difficult with I wouldn't say difficult, but something I think it's necessary when voicing a character like that is making it seem like you are that character showing off that passion and love and support
Yeah,
and making it seem like it's a natural thing, like you're not saying lines, like you are Alfred in a way.
yeah, trying to
So
get that family feel to it. Like he's raised him since he was a small boy, and just
right,
trying to be everything for him, a father, a caretaker, and a butler too. He is still a servant, but also has
right,
more roles to him.
right. But I think the thing is what I like about Alfred is that he's his caretaker and father figure like in a way first, and then kind of like butler second.
Oh yeah,
Like he definitely he doesn't see him like as his master or anything or the person who pays him whatever, if he even pays him, I don't even know.
no,
uh
I like to think that Alfred has carte blanche with the budget.
yeah. um but I just think that that Alfred's is a great character, and one of the most core parts of having a Batman story is because he's kind of like in a way uh the angel on his left shoulder telling them, or like his Jiminy Cricket
Definitely.
telling them what's right and wrong, and telling them, oh, I think this is what you would be best for you to do and the best path you need to take in order for you to have a better life and all that jazz.
Yeah,
All that Batman stuff.
yeah, he definitely keeps Batman grounded. I mean, without Alfred, I think Batman would be. I don't think he'd be as just and true as he is. Somebody with that much power and that much,
Yeah, he
Batman could do
definitely
whatever he
would be
wants.
more of the more thinking of he's judge, jury, and executioner
Yeah, I think
in a way.
Batman would take more of a Punisher role without Alfred being there to say, "Hey, you're still human. You know, this is a lot of power you got. It's the whole with great power comes great responsibility to fight off of Spider-Man a little bit. But
Right.
Alfred kind of keeps him in check because millionaires or billionaires can get kind of crazy, as we can see in society today.
Yeah, I think that's a really good description of what Alfred stands for and what he's what he is supposed to be. So yeah, I definitely 100% agree with that. Um, oh, someone else is joined. Hello.
Hey,
That appears to be
how's it going?
Hey.
A wild Jim Gordon has appeared.
Yeah, I got shafted doing firewood. I just got home.
But yeah, we have the voice actor playing Commissioner Jim Gordon. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, that would be perfect.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave. I've been voice acting in machinima since I was about 14 years old. And then I took a long ass break from it. And now back on behind the voice actor, I saw this project and I liked Batman growing up because who didn't? And I thought I like Gary Oldman. Like he's a really cool, like he's able to do so many different voices and, he's kind of a chameleon actor. Like not even a method, just he can play so many ethnicities and everything like that. So I thought Jim Gordon would be a fun character to try to play for my love of Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's a phenomenal
Yep.
actor.
Oh
We
yeah,
also-
Gary Oldman's one. He's definitely one of the best. I think he's like one of my favorite portrayals of Jim Gordon in general
Mhm.
that we've seen on screen.
Can't forget
Yeah,
about
definitely my favorite as well.
popular character.
Can
Michael
everybody hear
Cera.
me okay? Or,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fine.
okay, awesome. Sorry, it took me a little longer to get here than I would have liked. I'm outside at the moment because that's where the best Wi-Fi signal is, and it's about to rain, but I have an umbrella, so I'm covered, literally.
But yeah, here we have the voice actor for Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Hey guys, it's good to be here. I'm super excited about it. I've been looking forward to it for ever, basically.
So were we.
So yeah,
Been
yeah, I'm
2 years.
definitely happy to be here fully.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. I'm Mustafa, or I'm basically kind of guest starring / hosting the thing. So I was just asking the cast some questions. So David, was it?
Yeah.
So when I was just basically asking some of the other members of the cast, is there like besides any inspirations and for voice acting and voice acting the character? So you also mentioned you voice acted Machinima. So what was the how did you get involved with Machinima at such a young age? Like what's the story behind that?
I grew up watching people like, I don't know if anybody else watched Halo videos growing up, like I'm Suck, Hollywood Halo, all those kinds of channels. And so what I
Yeah.
did was I would take my like point and shoot camera, point it at my TV and make movies. And then for my like 11th birthday, I got a Dazzle capture card and I had made them that way. I was on like the director side of things. And then my friends, Digital Virus, Evan Royalty, and McLaughlin all got into Machinima. They all got actual Machinima contracts. And so that was my into Machinima voice acting, even though I only did it for a few months or years maybe. But yeah, I enjoyed doing that. And so after taking a long break, I was like, oh, well, all I have to really do is talk with emotion, and it's something that's fun to do. And I love people like John DiMaggio, who does Bender in Futurama, and Jake in Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I love Billy West, who does Fry in Futurama. Like, there's a whole bunch of voice actors I looked up to growing up that made me want to get into it.
Yeah, those are actually some really good, very talented people. Actually, funny story. I met John DiMaggio at Comic Con this year. He's actually one of my mom. She loves him as Jake on Adventure Time, and he also voiced a character named Schnitzel from a show called Chowder on Cartoon
Yeah.
Network. Have you ever heard of it?
Rah,
And
rah,
I
rah.
met rada. And my mom mentioned to him that she loves his character, and he was such a nice guy that he signed a poster of Schnitzel for her for free.
Oh,
And it
that's
was a
awesome.
really cool. Yeah, he was such a cool guy. But yeah, I think those are good people to be inspired by, and yeah, I'm excited to hear your portrayal as Jim Gordon, man, because I think Jim Gordon is another great character, and then I'm so far from hearing other characters. I can tell you guys are excited and really dedicated to your guys' respected roles.
Mm.
And what was your and the name for the actress who plays Harley Quinn? I don't want to say anything, so I won't mess anything up. So what's your name? If you can hear me, okay. Still here. Um.
Who is? I'm sorry. Who
Oh,
is the
oh,
question directed to?
to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just
Yeah,
didn't.
the
I don't
signal's
know if
kind of
I.
sketchy. Like,
No, it's
um,
okay. I'm sorry. I just didn't know you said your name or not, and I just said I just wasn't sure.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. I meant to introduce myself. Stars, and like I said, I'm gonna be playing or portraying, I like to say, the role of Harleen Quinzel. Um, yeah, like it's always been a character that I've always kind of admired, and not because of the relationship and everything like that, which honestly does play a. I don't know. I just to her simply because like there's no one else like her. Like you can look in the entire universe and you'll never find a duplicate. It's made, and
Yeah,
I can't wait to put my portrayal of that on screen.
nice. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Um, so Harley Quinn is a character I know for sure. It's very popular and very well known, and also it's the adder into the to Nolan to the in a way adder to a universe that we haven't seen her in, which is inspired by the Christopher Nolan universe. It's very interesting. So when I guess betraying Dr. Harley Quinzel before she becomes Harley Quinn, was there like any portrayals of the character that you inspired by it? Maybe like Margot Robbie's take or Tara Strong's take from the animated series, or was there someone
Um,
else in mind that got you
well,
inspired by it, or from a comic, or?
well, when I auditioned for the character, it said on the list of like requirements or something, or like the type of role to kind of put yourself in, that Margot Robbie should be inspiration for it. But honestly, I've always been a ride or die like Tara Strong portrayer fan, because honestly she did the role so much, and honestly she's a lot of the reason why I went into voice acting, because not just for Harley Quinn but for a lot of the shows that we ended up growing up seeing. I learned about 2 years ago that she ended up doing more than half of those voices, and it fascinated me that not only was she like my favorite DC character, but she kind of influenced my childhood through her range of voice, and that kind of like inspired me to go into it. So I chose her more of like an insight, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I'm also a big fan of the Batman animated series Harley, and when I saw her debut story, basically showing her backstory, Mad Love, I kind of took a lot of inspiration from that and the Arkham games, and honestly, those are just they did it justice, and I don't want to
Yeah, for
copy it,
sure.
but I do want to kind of make it my own while adding bits of how her personality was, and when she was Dr. Quinzel, not only just Harley, because a lot of people are probably going to be like, "Oh, Harley Quinn," but honestly, it's her before she became Harley. So that's what's gonna be being portrayed in the film so far.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with you in the sense that um, I think with Dara Harley Quinzel, portraying her as more of a kind of like the more like sympathetic kind of character, where she was someone who had a career going and had a life that could have been like she could have chose a different path that she just didn't interact with the Joker at all. And I do like that concept. And that Batman the animated series, I think, for a lot of Batman fans have inspired them or have like it has a big fan base still to this day. And I think Harley Quinn is one of many reasons why Batman animated series is so popular since that was her first debut in the first place.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And
yeah.
honestly, like, aside from being one of my favorite characters, like one of the things I like about this script, like I won't delve too much into it because like in the last podcast I overheard, the cast kind
Hmm.
of has like lasers on their heads right now. So, but one of the things that I do like that I'll elaborate a little bit on is her backstory is pretty much the same, but it goes a bit darker. Like it shows the more realistic side of like she has a job, she has a lot to lose, and she's willing to give all of that up. It doesn't just go straight to Harley. Like it shows kind
Gotcha.
of her transition, like what she's going through and what she's taking the risk of doing.
Gotcha. Which I like that. I like that sounds really interesting. That it's gonna be because from a lot of it sounds like it does taking a lot of liberty and a lot of ideas and I guess the concept of Mad Love, which is essentially was her origin of her like being with the Joker, and a lot of people do take inspiration from that, since considering not a lot of people have changed up or a lot of people have just done copy and copy. But you know, I'm really interested to see what the relationship is going to be like or how it's going to be portrayed in the story by you guys and see like what the Joker and Harleen are gonna I guess what their dialogue and their relationship is gonna be like. So sounds very interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely. Like one thing
Yeah.
I can say for sure is that they definitely match both of them together really well. Like,
Mm.
yeah.
So what other have you voiced in any other projects before this one? Or is this one of your also is it like everyone else like is this one of your first bigger projects that you've done?
This is really my first big project, like working on it and actually getting the notoriety for it. I have a YouTube channel that I started actually a few months ago that had just a few videos on it, like kind of like doing comic voiceovers, like showing the pictures of the comics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Called the Voiceover Queen. But it's still in the works. But this is like the first thing I've done that I've actually been a part of a cast and everybody's serious about it. And yeah, it makes it a lot more fun when you know that people are professional and still know how to have fun while they're doing it.
Yeah, that's great. As I like that the attitude and perspective on that. Like I can tell that you guys really are very professional and are very like I said before, very excited to do this project. And so yeah, I'm excited to see more about it. And I'm excited to hear your portrayal of Harleen.
Thank you. I can't wait to give it. I hope it doesn't disappoint because yeah, I take it very seriously, but not too seriously, but serious enough to know that there's people out there that don't want another disappointment going onto the
Yeah,
screen or anything like that. So I'll do my best to, yeah, take care of it the way it needs to be taken care of.
yeah. That's I think that's a definitely a good attitude for that. I think I do think that voice actors um, definitely do need to have a good attitude and a good sense of what the project is and a good sense of what they need to be doing and just have fun with it. Um, if you have fun with doing the lines and have fun with the project, then I think you'll have a essentially. I guess what the words I'm trying to say is that you'll basically will have a if the voice actors are having fun with it, then the project would turn out better. Essentially,
Definitely.
what I'm trying
Right.
to get with.
Sorry, I also want to point out that I forgot to introduce Warren. So, War TV 14 is going to be playing Jack, aka Frankie, in episode 1 of Under the Dark. So, if he can hone in a little bit about that character and how he came to the project, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Hey guys, name's Warren. You can call me War TV or Warren. That's a lot of people call me Warren, but yeah. When Daniel came to me, because we've gotten to within the past couple months, you'd say, we've gotten to have a lot more of a friendlier relationship as far as speaking on things comic wise, movie wise, and script writing. Period, and about the stop motion community. And he came to me and asked me, he was like, "Hey, would you like to play this character for?" I kind of wrote it in this realm of the Dark Knight, the Nolan universe, and asked me to play Frankie. And I was like, "Okay." So when he gave me the who, how should I say this, the basis for the characters by mixing both. It's from Baby Driver, Jamie Foxx from Baby Driver, and the other character I can't remember his name. But when he came to me, those two characters that he asked me to mix for and create Frankie he has fun on the job but takes his job seriously at the same time. It definitely had me intrigued for the rest of the project, and I'm just really excited to play Frankie and see how he you know works through the script and everything, and plays a role in the larger story at hand. It's really exciting.
Yeah, sounds great. I really like the sound of the character. Was there anyone like basic without if you can give it without not giving anything away for your character? Was there anyone that or anyone from Batman Mythos or anyone that you might have gave you to take inspiration from when voicing the character at all?
Well, I used a lot more than just the Gotham universe because I'm pretty new to that, but I do understand the seriousness and the lore that lies in with Batman and his whole city and his universe. But I used a mix between, like I said, the Jamie Foxx from Baby Driver, and I used the in the Gotham series. I can't think of his name, but he was in like the first season where we're finding out who killed uh, Batman's parents. I looked at the manner
Oh,
of those characters.
gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what I used to pretty much bring the emotion or the mannerisms as far as how the lines come out towards those characters. That's pretty much what I used for that.
Nice, nice. Also, since I guess I'll ask you more about it since I asked. So, as a voice actor, and you voiced act a few times for me before, and currently are now. What kind of gets you into the when voicing a character? What kind of methods do you use to get into the zone of being and or like get you into the zone of yeah, I have to become this character. I have to figure out the voice for the character. Like, is there any methods or anything that you do to say like to tell yourself I'm not Warren, I'm Frankie, you know?
Yeah, I actually do this with every character that I've voiced. I pretty much I come up with at least 5 to 10 songs that I believe that character will listen to, uh, based off of whatever the description of the character is or who I know that character to be. I pretty much come up with my own set list of music to listen to as if I was that character about to go in for a job or about to go in for a meeting or anything like that. So using that musical set list that it takes me a good hour or so to go through and pick those songs, it really gets me in the mood and the mindset to play that character. And that's pretty much the only thing that I do that'll pretty much just set me in the right direction to get that character just about right.
Yeah, I like that. Considering that I think becoming a character is also very difficult if I think it's also with voice acting, it's like with that form of acting becoming that character, is such a hard thing to do, considering that you have to put yourself when reading a line and knowing whatever that situation is, you have to consider the fact that you are have to voice that character and make it seem that, like I said, seem natural and seem that that Frankie's in the situation with this character and you have to voice it in this way, and Frankie's doing this, and you have to voice it in that way. Or like with Harleen, she's talking to Joker this way and she has to say it like this, or Alfred and Batman's voicing like this or that. Like that's something I also take take into consideration. My bad. When voicing a character is thinking and being in the thinking about what would that character say, or how would that, well, the lines are being given, but how would the character say it is what I'm trying to. And I think that's something I can respect within a lot of voice actors that do take it seriously, and is that knowing how a character uh can, or knowing what a character's thinking, and okay, this is how this character would say it, and you do it in a way where you're like, yeah, this is you when you hear it, you're like, yeah, this is definitely how they would respond to that. And definitely that's, that you're doing your job right.
I can
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
vouch for that.
definitely. I definitely
Yeah,
agree with that.
You
yeah,
like
because like
really have to think outside the box, because if you start thinking of it as yourself, like you honestly, that's a lot of the reason why I didn't get into voice acting until recently, because I always thought, people would be like, "Oh, you sound stupid. What are you doing?" And you literally have to let that go. You can't think of yourself as you, because
mm,
honestly, they're the characters you're playing. Sometimes they're nothing like you.
yeah,
So you really have to be able to branch out and not care what anybody says about it.
Mhm.
hmm yeah. One of
So,
the oops,
oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
One of
No,
the
no, no,
like
no, go ahead.
one of the weird things when you're playing somebody like especially like already established and loved characters is you got to try to make it original and something that the person has never seen or heard before, but at the same time you can't really go outside what established archetype that character already has.
Right.
Exactly. I think that's also something that is fun and hard about when voicing a character is like, for me, I think the most I get like for voice acting, I either get like people asking me like for Falcon or Thor. I think for me personally for Thor is difficult because when people think of Thor now, they'll think of like Chris Hemsworth's Thor. So I might take liberty of that, or take liberty of how I personally think that he would sound like, or from like animated shows or movies. Um, so taking like a character that you might have that is well known, and doing a voice for it, a lot of people are going to criticize you whether they personally think you're doing it right or wrong, because everybody has a certain voice that they hear when somebody voices a character. When people think of Batman, people think of Kevin Conroy, or some people might think of Christian Bale or Ben Affleck or Adam West. Or when people think of Harleen or Harley Quinn or whatever, they'll think of Tara Strong, or man, I just had her name in my head. Or like Melissa Ranch, who just voiced in Batman and Harley Quinn, or like Arlene Sorkin, who voiced in the Batman animated series before Tara Strong. You get what I mean? It's kind of like
Yeah.
when voicing a character that is well established. I think it does take your creativity and taking liberty of other people's voices. I think that's the fun part of it, but the stressful part of it is that people will notice it, and then people could critique you for it, or just be hating on you for no reason. You know what I mean?
And
If
yeah,
that makes
that's a definite possibility. It's like the love and hate thing, or kind of like the joys versus like the sorrows of it, because everyone has their own opinions on how they think characters should be and how they should be voiced, and nobody wants a copycat. Like they want, basically, I found a lot of people want something that merges with the original, but kind of has its own thing, like you were saying. So that
Yeah.
definitely is a true point.
Hmm.
You got to make it your own.
Right, right. And also, if people in the chat can hear me, if you have any questions for them or for me, or for a megapixel or Project 422, just shoot away. Not saying that. I think at this point, you guys are probably tired of hearing my voice. So,
No, no, not at
so,
all.
No, you're
so
cool.
I guess so. Let's see. I guess for 422, I guess I'll ask. Um, Besides Batman, is there any? I think we might have talked about this, but I think maybe your audience would like to know. Is there any other projects that you want to work on, or you can tell people that are in the works at the moment?
Do we want to keep this DC based? Because I can tell you.
Keep it. Let's just keep it
Sure.
at like
All right.
DC base. Like besides
Um.
Batman, which that's an obvious one. Is there any other DC properties that you want to work on, or is there any that you are working on at the moment?
Well, right now the biggest thing, and I still can't get it. I can't wrap the idea around my head is this Batman series, and I feel like taking off with future seasons or future episodes or whatever this book has, like whatever pages this book has to offer. I feel like maybe we can have Robin down the line. Maybe we can have Superman. Maybe we can have the Flash. It's still very the options are broad, and at the same time we still have this story to tell, and I can't wait to see where it goes because I'm pretty sure we Forgotten Tactic and I, the co-writer of this series, have had a couple of ideas of the certain characters who will appear, and I'm just very excited.
Look, I like what I'm hearing because it's been me. So are you saying? So basically, are you saying with the series is that are you gonna do something where it's not as grounded? Let's say, like at the Nolan verse, and you're gonna combine it with heroes like you said, like Superman or Robin. Like it's gonna be a bit based on comic book lore, or are you just gonna do something more grounded, or in terms of what you have planned or stuff that you want to do, like because
Hmm,
the basis for the world is um because whatever the world you build up, it's what you stick with,
for
if that
sure.
makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess that's one of the trickiest parts of balancing this writing process. I mean, just to think about it, how Christopher Nolan developed this world of characters that can literally exist in our world. Like there could literally be a serial killer. I don't know about Tom, but there could literally be Jokers in the real world, and
Harley, Harley, Harley.
and there could literally be creepy guys.
That was like
And
some ASMR stuff right there. I don't know how to feel about that.
but yeah, going back to the point, I think characters like that, as exotic as they may be, they still match in that universe and still a comic book world. So I hope we can find a way to ground these characters, and that's sort of the goal right now, and that's sort of the obstacle that I'm trying to overcome. But thank you for that question. That was a really good question.
Oh well, thank you. I tried to ask it once. So I guess another question I'll ask is so in terms of for the series, I think you've also might have told me this, but was there besides the Nolan trilogy, was there any other like comics or storylines that inspired you to write this story? Like, is there anything like I said, I saw with the Harleen and Joker story, and like it's a little bit of mad love, and then
Hmm,
also with stuff like that, like and it's also take place from the Dark Knight, and so is there any of the stories without giving it too much away? Um, is there any other comic stories or lore that inspired you to write the story?
that's a really good question. I really like that one too. You ask really good questions. Um, for I guess majority of it, like I said, was from the Nolan trilogy. I really love the way Christopher Nolan developed all three films, and for in terms of comic adaptations, I would say taking a bunch of inspiration for the comic interpretation of the Killing Joke and how he's able to manipulate people and whatever, and he's able to take that into his arsenal and use it against people to do some sadistic stuff. Um, and I think another one in particular is The Dark Knight Returns. I really love that line, and The Dark Knight Returns is by far one of the greatest one of the greatest animated films I've ever seen in my life, and so just being able to take a little bit of inspiration from that here and there. Plus, another cool plug is I don't know if anyone else in the cast is familiar with the Joker blog series.
Yes.
The very brilliant team of people who crafted basically the life of the Joker during his incarceration and in like his time served as an Arkham Asylum patient being treated by Harleen Quinzel. And I think it's about 10 episodes in that series. It's like a web series, and I definitely think that some inspiration came from that little project that they did, no doubt, especially since the character of the Joker is just so easy to screw up because you don't know what he's going to do next, and in order for him to plan that out the way they did it in that series is just really great. I suggest you guys check it out. But yeah, I took some inspirations from that show as well because for starters, I guess the idea that they had the Joker just interact with prisoners, like for example, that was sort of what I'm doing here, where the world is without Bane and the Dark Knight Rises. I think they started that series right after the Dark Knight, so they really picked up right after he was taken in the Dark Knight, and so his life in treatment is really definitely something I took direct inspiration from for this particular series.
Okay. I also just wanted to know about so because like you also said that it's supposed to be based around like the idea of the Killing Joke, right? Or at least some liberty or some ideas for the so with the Killing Joke idea, is there you talking about with Batman and Joker's relationship? Is that also was that inspired like their relationship in the story was that inspired from the Killing Joke? Is that
I'd
essentially
say,
what?
let's see, because from the Killing Joke, there are a bunch of things that I thought would work, and one of them was definitely Batman and the Joker's relationship, and how they bounce off of one another. And here in this series, I figured since Batman really, really does not want to kill the Joker, and he has no choice at times, I feel like giving that space for Batman to have the ability to kill is a very powerful tool, and I feel like that's the biggest part that I'm trying to tackle because there have been theories surrounding the comic book and the movie itself whether or not Batman killed the Joker at the very end. So I guess we'll see how that plays out in this series, their relationship.
Hmm. So I guess my other question I guess another question I want to ask is I guess for Megapixel. So since you say you're the producer, what exactly would you say is your method of making sure everything looks the way that it does, or making sure that thing looks the sound the way that they do? Like, what is your basically what is your I guess the hardest part of being a producer for a project like this?
Well, I mean, since he's literally just like a few feet away from me, um, he would like ask me if anything around the room is like in a proper order, or if it's not in a proper order. Like I would fix the stuff that would stand out and that would probably ruin his animations.
Mm-hmm.
Like lighting. Once he told me to stand at the door so that the shadow of my shadow would like go onto the the animation set, and that the sun would like curve around my body and like create like a sort of silhouette onto the set.
So, I guess also, what's uh the funnest part about your job in a way? Like, what do you like doing the most when being like working on the project? Would you say what's the funnest part to you?
Probably judging him.
Why is
Definitely.
that? Why
Well,
would
I
judging
mean,
him be the funnest part for you?
because you would think that you know, being younger than him, it would be like it would be it would be like, oh, he's younger, he would know more than him. So I would like tell him things that he wouldn't know, and then he would be all of a sudden surprised, and he'd be like, "Oh, how did you know that?" Just because I'm younger doesn't mean I don't know much.
I understand that. So, how long have you two, would you say, you two been working together?
I actually just
Well,
brought him along. You know, he's just like that. He's literally like that little brother who you like. Your mom tells you, "Hey, your brother's coming," and then you're just like, "All right." So that it's kind of like that, but the process is very, very, almost a professional environment as much as we boss each other around because he's like I said, he's my brother, and working with him is just it's fun. And like he was saying earlier, how his favorite part is judging, and the insight really is part of the process that I really like. It's just something that I respect a lot,
Mm-hmm.
especially let's see, the whole idea of constructive criticism. Like, for out of all the people in the world who can judge you, because there's this facade with other people who they're just gonna say, "Hey, this is amazing, dude," but since he's my brother, he's gonna get down to brass tacks and be like, "Dude, this sucks. You need to fix this. This needs work."
So, I guess let me see if there's is there any questions in the chat right now that you
Actually,
can
let's
send?
scroll back up. Let's check out the questions. I'm pretty sure we have had a lot of people, so let's read these questions. Can the guy playing Bruce Wayne please say, "Swear to me"? Forgotten tactic.
Dad?
He's called him Dad. He's called him Dad.
Yeah.
No, he left for cigarettes. No.
No,
This
not
seemed
again.
like the best. I guess we'll get to that later. Let's see.
Maybe he'll swear to you later.
Thundercat 123 Studios. I wonder how Harley will be influenced by the Joker in this story.
I'm gonna switch over to my professional mic. Give me a second.
All I can say. Can we say anything about that, Charlie? Do you think we'd be spoiling? Oh no, he left. Well, all I can say about that is it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be very dangerous. Like, anyone who gets close to the Joker, we can all know that it does not end well for anyone who comes to
All
it.
I'm
And
gonna
then
say is
Matt
Harley
Star.
becomes my little toy.
Ooh.
Matt Star. He's sending donations in the chat. You're making bank, dude.
Am I
Making
right?
bank of $29. He can't afford another dollar, so he gave you 29. Whoops.
Let's see here. Let's see.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, I never asked. Does it have a release date?
That is actually something I was planning to reveal today, and I was thinking a trailer might come out on Batman Day this year, and the release date would officially be sometime in April next year.
Dang.
But that's still not. I don't think that's still a thing yet. Hopefully, we can set the date and get everyone a part of this. But for now, all I can say is that the next few months are going to be very surprising.
You know, that's actually pretty funny. How long did it take you to make episode 3 for Captain America?
That's a terrible question because I feel
Hmm.
no 3 years, and this series
Yeah.
is an amount of time. It has been quite a journey. Thundercat 123 Studios, what do you find the best part of voicing a character, breaking them emotionally, or perhaps the other sides to their personalities? Who wants to answer that first?
Sorry, what was the question again?
What do you find?
Okay.
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It says, what do you find the best part of voicing a character, breaking them emotionally, or perhaps the other sides to their personalities? Thundercat 123 Studios. Okay, you go first then.
Okay. I honestly want to say both. I love the fact that you can kind of work around their personalities and just kind of get to know them a little deeper than you thought you did, and kind of get that across to the audience as well, to where they're kind of learning something new about a character out. And I think that part's pretty exciting to me. So, yeah.
Right. I agree with that. So, who wants to answer next?
Yeah, I'd say it's both really. With such a sort of versatile character like the Joker, when you get into the nitty gritty, if you do need to break him down emotionally into all the little parts, because nobody knows what's going through his head. Absolutely nobody. He can do the craziest thing, and in his head he might think something completely different. He might do it on some molecular emotional level for some reason. He's doing something like that, but it's just having to like pick apart every single word he says to try and portray that emotion in a sense where he doesn't give emotion. If you get me, it's a weird sense. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, really.
Yeah.
But it is trying to break up his personality a lot as well. Like, you want to stick to his persona. Everyone knows the Joker's persona, but deep down, when trying to work out the character, there is a lot of emotion behind him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, before I let someone else go, Tom, where are you from? I noticed you have an accent.
I am from the United Kingdom.
Ah, okay. I don't know why in my head I thought you were Scottish. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
I don't know why my brain said that sounds like he's Scottish, but I don't
Well, if
want
you
to
want, I
assume
can talk
things.
Scottish for the rest of this Q&A.
Oh my god! Now you're blowing my mind, dude. You just do everything.
I'm not even kidding. Like, every human being that I've
You
met
just
from the
post
United
Joker as a
Kingdom,
Scottish dude. He's just
brilliant.
Joker's just Scottish now. He's just be like, you want to know how I got these scars?
Troy, get up.
Got these scars.
Oh, you wake on.
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's see who hasn't answered. David, have you answered the question?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I think breaking down their, I don't know if it's emotional or personal, but like personality, but like you have to like in Tom's case with the Joker, like there's obviously a lot of stuff he wouldn't do the Joker does, but then like if anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they try to humanize the character Caesar because everybody just knows him as a tyrannical dictator who's a slave mongering, like horrible warmonger. And you talk to him and he's like, well, what I do because every other like source of government has failed since the world ended. And so you're like, oh wow, he's actually making a lot of sense. So there are some points where a character is obviously evil, but you have to try to dig down, and it's like, okay, well, if I went through XYZ, would I have the same opinion that they do?
For sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Is foreign tactic here, or is he gonna leave for like the 50 billion time?
Oh, sorry about that. My internet's been on today.
I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm sorry.
Excuses.
But
Character I'm Batman. I have to keep going and coming as I
you gotta
please.
keep leaving. You gotta keep going and leaving.
Batman.
Except the thing is, except for Batman, we don't notice. We've noticed the whole time. But
damn.
did you hear? Oh my god! Stop calling him that. Uh, so did you hear the question that was asked?
What was the question?
The question basically was asking, when doing when voicing a character, do you like to break them down like mentally, emotionally, or physically? Like basically, how do you are able to voice a character?
No, yeah, basically, I mean, that's the only way I see it as far as voice acting goes, because you have to actually get in character. Like any other form of acting, one actually has to get in the mindset and embody the persona that they're voicing, or else, I mean, because what is the voice of personality? Because anyone can speak lines, but you have to actually truly embody what you're portraying to, give a standard performance to the audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just do. Like I was saying a bit earlier, it's that becoming that character and letting yourself, figure out how would the character respond or react to something. Would be is one of the it's something that I feel like is necessary when becoming a character. And Foreign and Tom, I see you in the chat. You better stop it right now. I see you. Do that on your own time, okay? Right. And then Warren, are you still here?
Yeah. Sorry.
So did you no, you good. I was just saying, did you hear the question that was asked too?
Yeah. I heard the question.
Yeah.
I think at least for me, how I go about it is I prefer to break the character down emotionally, because if you know what they feel emotion wise, that can give the better representation on screen to say, wow, their motives are valid because you're actually going through or feeling or pretending to go what they're going through. You're putting yourself in their shoes of how they would deal with that situation at that mindset. So that's what I prefer, breaking them down more emotionally than doing something else.
Right, I get that. Yeah, I also do agree with that. Let's see.
What do you guys say we answer some questions people have left on Instagram?
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Sorry to interrupt. I actually am going in for my dad's birthday, so I gotta head out.
Okay.
Thanks for
All
having
good.
me.
Happy birthday.
Thanks
Dad.
for coming along.
Bye.
Have a fun time, everyone.
Good meeting
You
you.
too.
Man.
Bye.
Man.
Just to let you guys know, my phone's actually on 5%, so if it cuts off or anything, just buy in advance and I'm sorry.
All good. You're good. Let's see. There was this question on Instagram: who is the villain? And I guess I'll let him speak for himself.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Things.
Look at that. Chills.
I still can't get over how good that is.
None of us can.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Talented.
Thanks.
Let's see.
Oh, there's a question Thundercat asked in the chat. He said, this is for you, 422. He said, do you create sets practically or do you create them online or both?
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, so basically he's asking, do you make the sets or do you use green screen or something like that?
I'd say it's a bit of both, actually. I create practical sets, obviously, if I can. I'd create practical sets, be it dioramas for the action figures or just a simple, maybe tables and whatnot. That's practical. I try to stay away from green screen as much as possible, especially since I'm not the world's greatest green screen. If anything, my green screen would be like the room kind of green screen.
Right.
But but let's see. But yeah, so when it does get to the more digital side of things, I do have to shove it into an editor, and in that case, I do create all the sets in Photoshop and whatnot, and just put them in the background. It's as easy as that, and yeah.
I think for me, I mostly been using a lot of green screen. I'll sometimes have like little things like for chairs or tables or like, but those are more like props. But like those aren't really like sets. But because I'm honestly terrible at making sets, I've tried. I'm not good at it. I know I'm not good at it. I think you and actually Warren, like Warren is fantastic for making sets. Like,
Oh yeah.
goddamn, dude. Like Warren, like holy crap. Like your sets are like killer. Like I think like you and actually you Slagwave and Trickshot do some great set making, dude.
Yes,
So yeah, I actually want to ask you, since I think it would be, what kind of tools and stuff do you use for your sets?
The main thing, I reuse a lot of sets, but I use foam core, which I spray painted and gave that nice rocky feel, and I used it on foam. And as you know, well, I didn't know this. Those two things don't mix, so it actually boiled the plastic all the way down and made a cavity where the paint was literally eating away at the foam. And if you notice, it's in a lot of my videos, the foam is actually textured like that, so it looks as if it's an actual granite or a cement wall. And this one I just topped it off with a silver top coat to give it that shine and texture to it. And
I'm gonna go write this down and steal some tips, you know.
but yeah, that's what I did. And I mostly for right now, I mostly use cardboard and just steady cut my fingers over and over again, just trying to be a lot more safer. But a cardboard is definitely the most product that I use in my videos.
I have a lot of that.
Yeah, it's you need a lot of it. I literally have like the room. I have it. I'm looking at it. It's like a big slot. Like you could pretty much equate it to about 6 inches of just wall just filled with cardboard, and then even up under my desk I have cardboard. So if I ever need a bigger set piece of cardboard, I'll use that. Or if it's something like a prop or a pair of stairs, I'll do that with a smaller piece of cardboard. But cardboard is a lot handy in this studio.
It's actually pretty epic.
Yeah.
It is.
That's really cool.
The process of making dioramas is so much fun, especially when you see how detailed some artists can get.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's people like you guys put a lot of work and effort into it. So yeah, so that's something that I feel like I had to ask, just for personal reasons and just in case anyone else was just curious. Because Warren, like don't you have like a channel for like behind the scenes and stuff?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to upload a lot more on there. But when my phone got wiped, I had a good 30 minutes of behind the scenes for Infinity War because it took so long and the process to get it done. That just pretty much all got wiped away. So I'm pretty still tight about that one. But I'm from this point on, I'm going to try and put them on hard drives so I can upload them alongside the video, so you can get a double.
I don't want to make a joke about that, but I guess you could say Thanos wiped it out in the snap.
Oh
yeah, you could say that. Yes, you can say that. As bad as it is, that does fit the bill. I definitely am going to call John Wick to snuff him out real quick because I can't reach him. But get to a John Wick and he'll handle it for you.
We got a question on Instagram. How did you get the roles for the
Auditions.
That's it.
There we go.
Good night,
That's the
everyone.
answer.
Good night.
Bribery.
Thank you very much.
Lots of money and bribery.
Drugs, sex,
You know,
and rock and roll.
jobless. I was jobless when I tried to apply for. Let's see. how did you embody your characters, or what steps did you take to do so?
And so,
Practice.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Why are
Just
these all
looks in
just
the mirror.
single word answers?
I'm pretty cuckoo in real life anyway, which I've fully told the cast like the first day I met them.
Snap.
So it really wasn't that hard to kind of like
Tom,
embody the thing
Tom, you
itself.
want to speak on embodying the character?
Well, I'm not sure if it's the same as everyone else. Because as Chella just said there, like I'm also the same way. I'm a bit crazy normally anyway. But when I end up doing the voice and stuff, I'll do a sort of, I'm inspired a bit by Mark Hamill as well, where I end up molding my body and just all emotion while I'm just sat. I can just be sat chatting into a microphone, but my body and everything just starts curling and closing up while I'm trying to do the voice. So it'd be weird to maybe just have a camera one time when I'm trying to record some lines, just so you can see how my whole body, I just mold it into like how I think the Joker may be while portraying each line.
That would be fantastic. Like, I guess I no, we definitely need more proof that you're more talented than you already are.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it did take a while though, I have to say. Definitely to get the voice kind of right for Harleen because everybody's so used to her being Harley and not many portrayals of her being Harleen. So it's kind of like you had to work with it and kind of through.
You're like slowly going crazy, like me.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like you had
Pushing
to
the tip
go
of the
from like
iceberg.
being a nice reformed woman to like completely batshit.
exactly.
Let's see.
Harley, 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 the fire in my loins.
Damn it, Tom.
Oh my God.
I can picture him
He's
licking
good,
his
I'm telling you.
sides of his thoughts.
We have a question in chat. Dog has rabies.
That's not a
That's a
question.
great
That's just a
question.
statement.
That's
That's
a
a
great
statement, yeah.
question.
That is a
Nobody is
statement.
allowed.
The dog has rabies.
Let's
That
see.
comes from GTA Mives.
Let's see.
That is one hell of a question. I don't know if we can curse on here or not, but excuse my language.
You're good. Freedom. Let's see. Did the script inspire you guys to become a part of this, or the idea of Batman did?
Definitely the idea of Batman.
Um, honestly, I have to say one of the things that really drew me to the project was the fact that it was going to be a Dark Knight kind of thing, and Harleen was actually going to be in it. Because I remember watching the movie, and I was thinking, "Oh my god, like everything in this movie is perfect. Like Heath Ledger and everything. Like the Batman voice was a little weird for me, but like other than that, like I was just thinking it would be so awesome if Harley Quinn was in this movie. And then I finally come across the script that happens to have her in it in like a post or pre kind of episode. And I was instantly hooked and I just hoped I got the part. And lo and behold, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think there was like a rumor going around actually, before like unfortunately like before Heath Ledger's unfortunate death, there actually was rumors going around that Joker was going to return in the Dark Knight Rises, and that they were going to do like a little cameo by Harley Quinzel or something along those lines.
I did
Where
actually hear about that. I think.
That would have been
which
excellent, man.
that would have been very interesting
I,
actually.
I
I like that idea.
That's why we
honestly,
have
in my
Tom here.
opinion, they
But yeah,
should have
going
come
back
out with a big movie long ago.
to the question about the project. I mean, originally, like I said, I'm not sure how many people in the chat know, but originally this project was a whole other thing in itself from the beginning when I first auditioned, and it was originally going to be a more DCEU thing with Superman, Lex Luthor, Joker, and Batman.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then Daniel ended up putting the project on hiatus for like a year or 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, a 2-year hiatus. I got accepted to the role. Then there was a 2-year hiatus, and I found myself emailing this guy a lot, like, "Yo, like, any script coming up? How's it going, man?"
Like, what the hell, man? Why'd you just
Yeah,
come on,
like, I mean, I signed contracts,
you
man.
got
Come
the
on,
Batman
I
days.
got my agent hooking me up with a sweet gig now. What? I'm just in the trailer, just waiting for a script.
I haven't seen my family in 3 years. Where are they?
You flew me out to Hollywood for what? So, yeah, then he initially approached me with this whole basically refurbished script, and I'm like, I think I'm really gonna feel this. But originally, my Batman was more Ben Affleck based.
hmm For sure.
I think that's awesome. I love the portrayal that he did. He was pretty good.
Yeah, same here. I think from what I've seen from the project, for just a clarification, I'm not part of the project, but from
Not
seeing
yet.
what I've seen from the, oh, okay, oh shit, I'm excited. But well, I haven't seen. Okay, that's brand new news to me. Okay,
That escalated quickly. We have contracts to sign.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
not-
check
Um,
the email.
I sure do love milk.
I need your number and social security. um,
What you doing?
oh, why? Who's playing my video?
You know that stuff will give you gas.
Who's playing that?
You know you like to chew it.
Oh,
Stuff like
okay.
That video was
You
hilarious.
know I call it
Oh,
that.
thank
Please,
you.
I'm trying to enjoy my milk with you. Shut that suck.
I'm glad.
I'm
I am glad a Harley Quinn did eventually show up. Well, sorry, Chella showed up to be Harley Quinn, just
Yeah.
because when we first did a table read together, I think there was a moment where it was me, Project422. I think Forgotten Tactic
I
might have been there,
He was there.
Yeah,
and
four of us.
I was doing the Joker and also the voice of Harley.
It was hilarious.
It was a
We
moment.
have
He really went method.
Method. The show must go on.
I actually, since I get to know you guys a little bit, I feel like since I'm actually working on a project right now and I still need some voice work, would you guys be interested? If any of you would be interested, I feel like if there's a spot for let's
Look
see
at that.
what it is.
Business opportunities in the stream.
Oh wow!
I know, right? This goes for everybody.
There we go. Here we go. Let's do
Hit
it.
me up. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me while you're there. But
Donate
there's
to
like
my
a open spot for yeah, I think you'd be perfect since you're into Harleen. I think for character, I think you'd be good as are you familiar with Fantastic Four at all?
I actually voiced it in Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Who voiced in it?
Me. I was actually in a motion comic.
Oh, cool. Who did you voice?
The Thing.
Oh, the Thing, right. Let's see. I think would you be good for Reed Richards by any chance?
Sure, man. Definitely.
Look at that. Handshakes.
And Tell, since you're she left. No, I was gonna ask you a question.
Her
Oh,
phone probably died.
oh yeah,
Still on 5%.
that's all right. But yeah, cool beans. I have the script and everything, so I can send you lines, whatever.
Oh, great.
But I guess what I was gonna say before you got me hyped, and then you played my video on stream. What I was gonna say was, so is there anything that, like, besides, I guess I'll talk about, since you've talked about doing more Marvel stuff and considering you want to do something more with since I really think the Black Ant stop motion was really good.
Oh, thanks, man.
By the way.
Yep.
Yeah, so is there any other Marvel projects you're going to be working on in the future that you want to talk about or Anything you can give anyone that's interested or wants to know
Well,
about that?
one of the questions also, this is this is tying it in. One of the questions asked on the Instagram story that I sent out was, "Where's Stealthabot?" Because I felt like he would be the best person to ask about this upcoming Ant-Man project that we're working on, sequel to the Black Ant, and I guess he's burnt out from college. But what my piece on that is, I I definitely think that this story is something fresh, a little bit darker for the Marvel side of my animations, and it's definitely taking a punch to the face as well as a different turn in this sequel.
Yeah, I get it. Did you? So, is there any like, let's say like any characters that you want to work with besides you worked with Ant-Man, which is not very really not a lot of people have worked with Ant-Man. Um, but I think actually when I think about it, I know Swagwave has, and I think a long time ago, Warren, you used John Wick versus Ant-Man in one of my contests a long time ago, and that was amazing.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think that was like funny story about that. I didn't have any other judges for that, so I was like, I asked my mom like, "Hey mom, you want to watch some videos with me?" And she's like, "Okay," and, and so yeah, that was a funny story about that. I guess very short one.
Like the video.
Yeah, and she likes your videos, by the way. She likes your videos. You have a
You have
fan.
won hearts.
Thanks.
Let's see. We also have another question from Thundercat123 Studios from Instagram. He said, if you did any voice work, do you feel that your performances could have been better?"
That's a good question.
Could you repeat the question?
Sure, you can. Oh, sorry. You wanted me to read it again?
Yeah.
All right. If you did any voice work, do you feel that your performances could have been better? Let's say maybe for an audition that you sent out in the beginning, or maybe a couple of
Yeah,
lines.
I've had my fair share of those for sure. But I'll let you guys go first. If any of you have any other stories you want to talk about that.
I mean, the way I see it, I mean, nobody's perfect. No performance will ever be perfect, despite how flawless it may seem. I mean, anything can always be improved upon.
Yeah, that's very true. I also do agree with that as well, but I do think there was one performance I did do that. Hey, she's back. She's back from the dead. Great.
Yay!
I wasn't sure if the Wi-Fi would pick up back here, but luckily it is. I'm not.
There was a question that I'm answering, but I'll tell you it is that the question was asked by Thundercat. He said, "If there was since we voiced act, is there any performance that you wish you could have done better? On like if there was an audition or there was another project you worked on, you said, oh, that voice I did was okay. It wasn't the best performance I did." So basically, that was the question. But basically, I was getting at is I think there was one thing I did for Captain America, or I think it was a Captain America voice I did for someone's video. And I think I was like sick or something, and me being the dumb person I wasn't like super sick, but I remember it was really gravelly, and that's not really the voice I truly wanted for him. But yeah, if I had to go back in time, I would have waited. But I couldn't wait it because it was. I'm just saying. I wish I could have done that better if I had another chance at it.
So Tom is apparently, unfortunately, saying adios for now, and yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast having you on.
No, thank you.
It was good having you, Tom. I hope to talk with you more soon, man.
I can't wait to have another chat with you all and be another part of this Q&A.
Joker.
Thanks for hanging out, Mr. J.
Oh, I'll see you again, Betsy.
Okay, that's just so perfect. Really.
Harley.
really.
Oh, I'll find you, Harley.
It's like really.
I'm doing it, but I don't want to give it away yet because there's not a Harley. So
Well,
Maybe Tom can do the voice for Harley too.
Oh, hiya, Mr. J.
Oh my god. Man, you got some competition. No, he's doing both voices now. Well, you're fired.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Tom. It was fun having you on.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Cheers.
coming by, man.
Good night.
Pleasure.
Night. See you all. See you all next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Batman doesn't say bye. All right, let's see. Warren actually asked this on Instagram. He asked, "What made you want to do a Batman series?" Let's see.
Because
Maybe
it
the fact
gets
that
views. That's it.
yeah.
I bought ESPU years ago.
I mean, the name speaks volumes in itself, so
That's right.
why not?
That is correct. I mean, the character of Batman is just so interesting to me. And in the Christian Bale take in particular, the Alfred and the Jim Gordon and the Joker aspect of it was amazing. But the center character was just, I just felt that the ability to kill, but not using that ability is so powerful, especially when tackling a person like the Joker, which makes the dynamic so wonderful, in my opinion, and that's definitely another thing that this series will be tackling.
yeah, Batman's definitely unique in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Thundercat 123 Studios, Batman is more grounded. Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a run where he's had crazy superpowers. That's always what's made the character special, or more special than he already is.
That weird chair where he found out who the Joker was.
Oh yeah, he became the god of wisdom.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the name.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but that's just off of the one instance out of what? How many millions of times he's been actually grounded?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise,
Let's see. I mean, the Joker, or not the Joker, Alfred has a little bit of, well, what's the difference? But Alfred has a little bit of authority over Bruce, so maybe he's been grounded a couple of times.
ha.
I believe that fully, knowing Alfred.
Let's see. Thundercat 123 Studios. I mean, Red Death, The Batman Who Laughs, etc. Yeah.
The Batman Who Laughs was a good story. Entertaining.
So, check out. So, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to scroll up and see if you guys had any earlier questions. But if you have any questions as of right now, feel free to ask the cast. Feel free to ask Forgotten Tactic and myself about the writing process. Heck, even War TV about his projects, or Moose the Creator about his projects. But yeah, feel free to leave them in the live chat and we'll answer them to the best of our abilities.
So, Moose, what project are you working on?
What? Did somebody say? Was there a question? Was that a question towards me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was towards you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm currently working on Civil War at the moment. I'm editing it as we speak. That's why I was so distracted just now.
Got you.
Yeah, I was adding some voices and sound effects. I've just been constantly trying to work on it as much as possible. It's been a process.
Yeah, hype.
Because it's like, because I'm adding so much, and then there's people I still haven't fully cast it yet, since there's still some voices I still need.
It's in limbo as far as.
But yeah, but I've.
It's in limbo as far as voice actors goes. What you're saying?
Well, people I can say that are in it. There's you as Black Panther. Are we asking who the cast is? Is that who you are?
Yeah, like I don't want you to spoil it or anything, but
No. It's fine. So there's you as Black Panther. I got MM Animations as Spider Man. Kieran Sherry as Captain America. Trickshot 276 as he's Hawkeye and Iron Man. And who else? His name is Dragon LZ. He voices Nick Fury. And Red Animations is he's voicing War Machine. And Orbital Bacon is voicing The Thing. And Sean Long will be voicing 2 characters.
oh shit, you know
If
Sean
you-
Long? Oh, you did interview
Yep.
him, right? Well, the
Yeah,
other
I've interviewed him. Yeah, I interviewed him, and I have been like talking with him on and off, and we've gotten because we were kind of like, I guess we would say we're friends, but you know, I told him like, hey, I have a project, I would like you to voice in it, and he's like, yeah, sure. So, yeah, he's voicing 2 characters.
Dang.
And possibly, I think he also said he was up for it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Chartimus Prime as well.
Oh, that's good. That's
Whoa,
good.
dude.
Nice.
They're just cameoing. They're just cameoing as 2 characters in the first episode, and yeah. So that's, huh?
I cannot wait for that. That sounds really, really cool, man.
That's pretty big, man. Awesome.
Yeah, those are just the people they have at the moment for the first episode. But yeah, that's so far for the cast. I just need some female voice actors for a couple of characters, and yeah, that's about it. But I'm excited to finally get this shot out. I'm hopefully having I'm hoping to have a September release date, or at least September, or at least October.
Hype.
Can't wait to see it, man.
Hype.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to. I'm like, that's the months I at least want to get it out, and if not, then for sure it's gonna come out before the year ends for sure.
I can't wait. Let's get it.
Yeah, thanks. I just have other projects. I definitely, there's like something. It's just small. It's not connected, but it's just like a short film I'm doing. It's called it's just Daredevil versus Iron Fist. I just was inspired by the Defenders.
I love that fight.
But in terms of the fight, it's more of just like a training session kind of thing.
I like spar.
Yeah, like a sparring kind of deal. Since I did like the concept of Daredevil and Iron Fist, like Iron Fist training under Daredevil's wing and all that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see.
Heck yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
Earlier in the stream, Thundercat123 Studios asked, "Will Barber get shot?" Barber's not going to be in it.
He also was asking. I'm sorry. I was also just gonna say he also asked the list of villains that are people that he was asking, will they appear, like you said, ventriloquist or Superman, Flash,
Well, I guess
the Whisperer, or not? Oh, like he said that Whisper. I'm like, the Whisperer. Who's that? Or like, but some more A's. This should just be called the ASMR stream. Just put that in the title.
Exactly.
Whisper.
Can we answer that Forgotten Tactic? What do you say? Would it delve into spoilers?
I mean, we already know the Joker's in it, and
I mean, you gotta watch your shoulder though, because there is a laser pointed at you,
yeah,
just
I mean,
in case.
it's like a step, like a couple feet away from me.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's not just Joker isn't the only conflict in this movie.
Heck, I'll go out of my way and say that Barbara Gordon is not gonna be here, but Oracle is gonna be here. That's all I can say. You might be like, hey, that's contradictory because Barbara Gordon is Oracle. once you watch this,
Or
once
is she?
once you watch the show, you're gonna find out what I mean by that. And definitely, Oracle is not on the good side.
Do we get a theme song?
Oh wow.
Do we get a theme song for the series?
Yep. Like an organ.
Yeah, that's the theme. We patented our very own acapella version.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got all the cast basically, you know, all in a
Yep.
room. We all wear choir robes. We all just sing.
We're gonna harmonize together and
Match. I was in chorus. I could
Form a choir.
Yeah.
Batman Under the Dark mixtape.
Oh, you
coming
were in
soon.
choir? Hey, me too. We're choir buddies now.
Let's see. Everyone in the live chat was praising Tom's amazing Joker voice.
Yeah, he seriously is golden as Joker. Like it kind of tripped me
Are you
out
sure
when I
he's
was-
not secretly Heath Ledger? Like, are we sure?
I mean, the real question here is, are we sure he's not actually a serial killer?
Yeah, that's the bigger question.
Let's see.
To be continued.
I think we should really ask: does the Joker eat cereal?
Ooh. And if so, what kind of cereal?
I feel like he eats
Why
tricks.
so? Why so cereal?
He eats tricks. That's what he eats.
Or Apple
Yes, he
Jack
said.
Napier's.
He probably puts the milk in before the cereal.
Exactly.
That's the madman right there.
I feel like he uses almond milk.
Call the police.
He's all
No, or worse, soy milk.
No, even worse, it's skim milk.
Hey, screw you, man. I drink skim milk.
Skim milk is basically water lined milk.
Is skim milk the milk you were drinking in that video?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh well, that explains it.
Water lined about
What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean?
That's why you were so mad that he was drinking milk. Because it was skim milk.
Thundercat 123 said he puts the milk before the bowl.
Yikes.
How did you put the milk in before?
Just got a table full of milk.
I actually get that.
What kind of crazy have we gotten to, guys? Are we really stooping down to the Joker's level?
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're doing
That's
it.
the best. Joker's that crazy. He pours the milk in and there's no bowl. And he puts the bowl down.
And he's just like, where's the cereal?
Why so cereal?
He eats it with a
This is
fork.
a 5-second video of that. It's just like, why
A
so
serial
serious?
killer?
Can we just have a post-credit scene in the short film where we just see Joker waking up the next morning, preparing his breakfast?
Preparing his
Putting in the milk
breakfast, putting on his makeup, curling his hair.
Putting in the.
Daniel, I actually have a serious question.
Oh, why so serious? All right.
No, it's actually serious. As I was reading over the script, I'm not going to spoil anything. But
Cool.
very, I say very descriptive script that you gave. How are you going to pull off some of those shots that you were so vividly able to describe? That's all I want to know. Are you going to
That is a fantastic question, man. I love how vague you were and kept it under control, even though that it can get really spoilerish. Thank you. That's that's a really good question. I'd say I'm just taking inspiration because there is going to be a big heist scene in episode 1, and that is loosely inspired by the Dark Knight's opening bank robbery scene, and hopefully I can pull off some pretty decent shots, and hopefully I can get the budget for that sort of thing because God knows I need money.
Roll on in.
We have sponsors.
Yeah, we do.
I
We
know
have-
you need money.
We have people who donated.
Yeah,
Heck, Thundercat.
Patreon account.
Thundercat donated $450,000.
Oh, is he Bruce Wayne?
GTA Moist donated dog with rabies.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully send that dog to rehab and get to a good home afterwards.
But here's what I will say about the series. Forgotten Tactic has been pressuring me into getting in contact with Selena Gomez, and I say it's a done deal.
Oh yeah, we finally got Selena Gomez on board. Great.
Yeah, we signed the contracts and everything, and
You might be asking Selena Gomez. We were gonna get Demi Lovato, but she wasn't available.
Oh no!
No.
I'm
we
sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's just messed up.
I'm sorry.
Channel gets 3 strikes. You're done.
I'm sorry.
That's 1 strike.
I'm sorry.
Boom, done. Demonetized, off of YouTube, unsubscribe.
Well,
What
this will be the
monetization
this will be
would
the
they
last time I'm posting the streams. All right, it was a good run.
What will they demonetize? Like, there's literally no
There's no revenue.
monetization.
Ouch.
There's nothing to demonetize.
Look at you,
We're
what a
just a
savage.
bunch of man children playing with actors. We have nothing.
Ryan Seacrest.
Gee
we
whiz.
have toys.
Yeah, we have toys.
Yeah.
We're coming for that collateral. Everybody, just drop off your boxes of all your figures at the doorstep. We'll pick them up later.
All right. The toy IRS.
Yeah, you'll get a rebate at some point.
Nice.
We'll certainly hope so.
Thundercat said, dude, get Selena Gomez to eat the cereal that Joker made for breakfast. That joke's not going away.
How's she gonna eat it when the milk is before the bowl?
Wasn't there a video on the internet where everyone went crazy over Ryan Gosling eating cereal?
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling didn't eat the cereal, actually.
He didn't.
I never watched the video.
Yeah.
Can we get a hashtag milk before bowl in the chat, please?
Hashtag milk before bowl.
Yeah, hashtag milk before bowl. We'll get it trending. By the end of the day, we'll have it trending on Twitter.
Yep. Over negative 15 million people who tweeted it.
Just like pour the milk onto the table, place the bowl on there.
And then put the spoon, and then take the spoon out, and then put the cereal in, and yeah. Hashtag Selena Gomez.
Hashtag Selena Gomez before bowl.
Whoa.
I just thought of many different things that I cannot say.
You just thought of several things that can get me flagged and off of the animation.
No,
page.
those things will get you demonetized.
If he were monetized.
Oh.
Thundercat is going over to Instagram and Discord and type hashtag milk before bowl at random.
Plot twist already exists.
Yeah.
Dang it. Alfred's gonna be like, prepared a little breakfast, and then you just see the milk spilling all over the table.
It's just a platter. It's just a platter full of milk, and then Bruce is like, "What's this?" He's like, "This is cereal, sir." And he's like, "No, I asked for cereal." He's like, "This is cereal, sir." I said, "I told you to put the milk before the bowl." He's like, "Yes, I did." But the thing he complains about is that there's no bowl. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Someone should fill their swimming pool with milk.
What a psychopath.
Or how about we just have, Joker crashes another party at Wayne Manor and has Alfred prepare like an elaborate breakfast.
Just by force.
At the end of it, he just goes and grabs the bowl and pours milk in first.
It's just a breakfast party. He's just like they're just in the mood for breakfast, and then Joker comes in. He takes all the cereal and puts milk on it.
Why did we all of a sudden talk about cereal?
I don't know.
Why so cereal?
Because the Joker's a serial killer.
I asked, do you think the Joker eats cereal?
The Joker does eat cereal.
I actually want to try boiling milk and then putting cereal.
No, that's actually.
I wonder how that would taste.
That sounds really
So it
good.
tastes like sin.
It tastes like sin.
It tastes like sin and shame.
Sin as a physical thing.
That will actually make you go to hell automatically. There's no there's no redemption.
There's gonna be YouTube videos. Trust me, people are gonna start boiling milk and put cereal in it.
Hashtag cereal milk challenge.
Like I swear to you,
Oh god.
the next 24 hours, the internet is gonna be filled with tables filled with milk because people forgot to put the bowl there.
And then throw a Tide Pod in there?
Yes. Can we boil a Tide Pod? I will boil this
milk.
Tide Pod with this milk and we get 50 million likes on this video.
Oh, that would be great. That would be hilarious. Let's see. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, we'd love to answer them.
What's your favorite type of cereal?
Are we really gonna answer that? Okay.
You know, I recently rediscovered Reese's Puffs.
Oh, Reese's.
Wow. I went on this whole rant about Reese's Puffs. Okay, listen. Reese's. The thing about with Reese's and Reese's is like my favorite candy bar, right? It's all peanut butter. There's not gluten-free.
Yeah, they make you think that there is.
So it's like I put like Cocoa Puffs in it, and so that way I'll have peanut butter and chocolate in there. So that's
all right.
My favorite cereal though is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, welcome to the club, bro. Let's do it. Let's start.
Different boxes of cereal open.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I also like Fruit Loops.
You know, I mean, I will say though that I think Frosted Flakes leaves milk tasting the best afterwards, though.
Frosted Flakes is pretty good.
Very true. Very true. It's just literally condensed milk, but saturated.
Oh god, Thundercat asks if he should pour milk on the table.
What are you gonna say,
put a
Chelsea?
bowl on top.
What is wrong with you? Don't do that.
This is gonna make the internet.
I'll subscribe to your channel if you do that. Right?
Yeah, that's very true. I'm not even joking. 24 hours, we're gonna be on the #1 trending. I thought the Joker's favorite cereal would be Why So Cheerios, but Why So Cereal is sort of broad.
Cheerio, fellow. Top of the morning to you.
The best cereal is without the bowl.
I'm just saying, here is a full pebble. I haven't heard of pebbles. Fruit is my A. That and Special K. Those are my top
Pebbles
two.
are good.
If I get flagged in the next 24 hours, or heck,
It's
in the
because
next
of
hour,
cereal.
it'll be.
Are we
because of
allowed to be
cereal.
naming all these brands? I mean, are they our sponsors or what's that all about?
Don't.
Free
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is the last stream we're doing ever.
You don't get.
Can we get
You just get flagged because you named off cereal brands, you idiot. That's...
Can we have Tony the Tiger sponsor, like, and have a commercial with him being like, "They're great."
That's everyone's that's everyone's comments. That like when episode 1 for Under the Dark comes out, that'll be the comment.
Have you ever tried eating cereal in a plate?
I've eaten it in a mug before.
Like milk and the cereal on the plate. Okay.
And eating it with a fork and a knife.
That is what happens when all your bowls are dirty and you don't feel like washing them.
Yeah.
That's very true.
No,
Just like
that's just what happens when you go to
I don't feel
college.
like washing my bowls.
Have you ever dipped pizza in milk?
Oh my!
I have seen that picture. I have seen that.
Or did you do something?
I've seen that picture, and it's actually disgusting. Like I don't want to talk about it. Like, it's
Have you tried dipping your
I
donuts
have
in ketchup?
the ironic urge to just get a piece of pizza and dip it in milk.
Just try it.
No,
No,
We have
try
pizza
it.
downstairs if you
Try
guys
it.
want.
Trust me. Your mind will be unlocked. You'll become the
You'll
old,
have a
basically.
different knowledge. You'll be as wise as Alfred Pennyworth.
You'll ascend to another level.
No.
You'll be as wise as Shazam.
No doubt.
Basically, like you'll start floating, just eating while you're sitting down, crossing your legs, and you start floating.
No. No.
Thundercat said, "Have you ever tried cereal cooked with a pan?"
Oh my
Thundercat,
god.
stop giving us ideas. Stop.
Put oil in a pan and fry some cereal.
Just put in a skillet.
Pretty sure if
Hey, what are
Thundercat
you
had a
doing
roll.
today? Oh, I'm just frying some cereal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Thundercat had a role in Under the Dark, he'd already been admitted to Arkham Asylum.
Well, I mean, it is Friday after all.
Oh no.
Enough! No more puns, no more cereal jokes.
Try dipping fries in like vodka.
Dipping fries in chocolate frosting.
Chocolate frosting? That actually sounds
That-
really
That,
good.
that actually does sound
You
good.
ever dip fries in vanilla ice cream?
Yes.
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 Now that's good. Thank you for that.
Wendy's chocolate shake. Or is
Oh
it
my
frosty?
god, yes.
Yeah, the
And then you come out
frosty.
with the vanilla shake, and I pretty much
Oh my
melted.
Yeah, that I've done that with Wendy's and their fries.
Thundercat, have you guys ever had boiled milk?
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
I can't say
I have.
I
wish I
have
had,
tried boiled
but-
milk before.
Why would
It
you
was
try
pretty disgusting.
boiled milk?
Someone
Next
feeding the
down
milk right
that-
now. Just heard
Why
that.
would you try skim milk?
Anyone ever had a fried Oreo?
Do not judge
Fried
me
Oreo, yes.
for my
Fried
life
Oreos.
choices.
Fried Oreos are amazing. I want to have fried ice cream, but I've never
Skim
tried it.
milk.
Is that what you're microwaving, Moose? Or are you microwaving skim milk? I heard the microwave door open and close. So what you put in it? We're talking about milk.
Guys, he's gonna get in so much trouble. The police are gonna be knocking at his door.
If you guys ever like have an odd craving or anything, refried beans and sausage is actually super good together.
That is actually really good.
That sounds good.
I've
Yeah,
never
that is
tried
really
it.
good.
I've wanted to try
Came up with
dipping
it, and
donuts in ketchup.
Wow.
Ew.
Oh God, no.
Now you say ew, Warren.
That is disgusting.
Now you say that, Warren. Everybody, we're talking about boiled milk.
That boiled milk is horrible.
Has anyone ever tried eating eggs with ketchup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not a
like
bad
eggs and
idea.
ketchup makes sense.
That's
fine.
Yeah, they're in the same realm.
Well, scrambled eggs.
Hey, donut?
I can't do sunny side up eggs. Those are just horrible. I can't.
I actually just
Watch.
got into them. Me and my fiance just got into those like within the last few months.
Really?
Yeah. Now he eats them every day.
Sunny side up eggs aren't too bad. I prefer fried
Scrambled
or
eggs
scrambled.
with cheese is really good.
Yeah. Cheese. Oh, I'm sorry, but cheese is my weakness. Like I could live off cheese. Like just give me a big bag of mozzarella and some grapes and I'm good.
That's awfully cheesy of you.
Yeah. Man, cheese it's more of a condiment, but you can actually live off of cheese if you want it.
Yeah. It's
I heard a
basically
story where
basically
It has
boiled
moisture
milk.
and everything.
Yeah.
I heard a story where if Cinderella was a baker, they would call her mozzarella.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
If she would make pizzas, then she would be called mozzarella.
No.
That would be perfect. That's so bad, but that's good.
Stop pressing the button. Stop.
Who is it? I don't know who it is.
What is that?
It's for Forgotten's pressing the button.
No,
like he's a freaking LMG YouTuber. like he's just, oh I got 360.
No scope.
Orange juice without the cup.
How about orange juice without the orange? How about that?
So So it's just juice.
Just the juice. Can you imagine the texture of orange juice in your mouth without the flavor of the orange? You feel the pulp and everything. It's like, what is that?
Who drinks orange juice with pulp? That's disgusting.
Who drinks
You
skim
know
milk?
it's actually good for you. I hate it when I was little.
I will
but Pokes
fight
are
you
good.
right now. I swear.
Wait, what?
Orange juice with pulp is good.
Extra pulp.
I don't.
Skim milk is
Extra
bad
pulp.
though.
Nothing but pulp. Just the pulp.
Orange
Oh
juice
my
and
gosh.
pulp is like is normal, but skim milk isn't normal.
No, that's not normal. I
Skim milk
drink
is
soft.
skim milk.
Have
You ever tried silk?
Silk,
Silk
silk
is
is alright.
good.
Silk is alright. I will admit that.
Yeah.
Silk
Man, I believe. I feel.
Gallon of
I'm
that.
a leave if I keep getting hate like this.
Thundercat
I'm gonna
said-
take my
Thundercat
skim milk
said
with me
milk.
and
I'm gonna
leave.
take my skim milk and get out of here, dude.
Hey,
This
I
is
think you got to the microwave. You forgot about it.
Thundercat said milk with pulp.
Oh god.
I mean,
The curd,
there's no use in trying to spilled milk.
non-pasteurized milk. It's just the curd still floating around.
oh
If
god.
it's milk
God.
That's how
with
you get
pulp
sick,
and
though.
it's sour, I think you should.
What?
Mm.
That's how cheese is made.
Gelatinous milk. Just
Yeah,
Stop
it
it.
tastes that.
So last stream we were talking about how there would be a donut or cafe shop in Gotham, and maybe one of the menu items will be milk with pulp or donut dipped in ketchup.
Are you sure
Donut
that's
with a-
just?
And the black rose coffee. Which is
Yeah, black rose coffee.
Donut with a
for
Are you
side of
sure
ketchup.
milk with pulp isn't sour milk?
That's just called milk straight out of the cow.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
let it sit for a couple of hours.
You
in
see
the hot
chunks in there.
I don't think those are chunks, man.
If you have chunks, dude, there's something wrong. You need to get checked.
Those are
Milk with
mozzarella
chunks in it?
curd.
Only then do you want to actually boil your milk.
Like,
Just
please.
get any bacteria out of there.
The last thing you want is a tear in there, a teddy hair. As my fiance says.
True.
Oh my god. Button.
I don't know if I can use this word. I'm gonna mute this nigga, I swear.
Too much fun with that, yeah.
Strike two, baby.
Damn it.
I just kind of picture him there with like a soundboard of like different sounds.
Oh my gosh, there are.
Oh, thanks for the idea.
Thing.
Oh god.
Thundercat,
Gave him ideas.
Thundercat said boiled milk with pulp before the bowl with an extra side of donuts dipped in ketchup.
Oh my god.
That's
like
yep,
my
that's-
worst
that's
nightmare.
on the menu.
Like legit.
On the menu, how much is that? Like -$2?
Yo, if someone walks up
pay
to
for your medical conditions.
imagine someone walking into a restaurant and just saying, "Hey, can I have some boiled milk with pulp before the bowl with an extra side of donuts dipped in ketchup?"
Oh no.
We serve
No,
food
please
here.
get out.
Leave.
Please
Sir,
get out of
we
my
serve
restaurant.
food here, sir.
We serve food here, sir.
Awkward
Are you
silence.
what? Who's eating and what are you eating?
What?
Moose is eating.
I am eating.
You're eating
boiled
skim
milk with pulp.
I'm eating skim milk with pulp, guys. It's not bad.
Oh.
Oh nice.
Oh, he has another. No,
What was that, yo?
no. That little flute thing, the little flute. I don't know the name.
Does he have a soundboard now? What has he done?
He went.
There's a whole list of 420 memes.
Oh,
I thought we were talking about Batman.
That's what this all started out with. It's like when you
Cereal and then Batman.
Slowly going insane.
We started talking about Project, now we're talking about boiled milk.
And skim milk.
Man, if you don't stop hating on my skim milk.
You should stop hating on pulp and orange juice, bro.
Pulpy.
You should stop hating on donuts with ketchup.
Combination in my
Actually,
mind.
you should hate on that.
Those
Yo,
are
Batman. Like no.
Project422 Films. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about boiled milk with pulp
You guys
And
are
skim
a
milk.
great crowd.
and skim milk. This is fantastic. This is by far the funniest things Michael the Collector has seen today. So I'm glad we made his day.
Yeah.
Right?
Indeed.
Plus, this has been a really fun stream. But if you guys have any serious questions about, boiled milk
About
with
cereal?
pulp or Under the Dark,
Oh, I have a question.
all right.
Who are you gonna cast me as, mate?
Oh.
Shade. All right, we got a little heat, guys.
Yeah.
I'm
I
listening.
thought the boiled milk was the only thing with heat, but
Oh my god.
Oh snap!
I just got burned.
That one was valid. That one was valid.
That one was alright. I'll let that one slide.
My chair's so squeaky.
I have 2 chairs.
I like something else.
You need the less squeaky one.
No wait, please don't.
What was that song? How did that song go?
What song you thinking of?
Is the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide?
Wait, has anyone here ever tried burritos?
Queen.
Wait.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody is a great song.
Yeah, that song. If you look at Google Trends, that's a good utility to use for pretty much anything. Look up Bohemian Rhapsody before and after 2016. just look at the trends. They're just going to spike up completely.
I'm gonna try to do a proper segue. What about that Bohemian Rhapsody movie about Queen?
Oh yeah,
that looks good.
That
Really? There's
does
one
look
coming out
good.
about Queen?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
with
the guy.
Malik, I think
Yep.
his name is.
Only know
Sorry, I
that
butchered it.
Twilight.
Yep. I think it's
The iRobot, dude.
Because I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I love Queen. Queen is one of my favorite bands.
Yep. There's a
Yes,
movie
Queen.
coming out, and I'm very excited. Yeah, it's Queen.
Oh dang, Thundercat. Okay, what kind of thoughts?
Okay, this is where, guys. I'm at 2 strikes. Please.
What did you do?
What happened?
What did I do?
What did you do?
What did you do?
What have you done?
Logan, what did you do? Stop squeaking in the back. We have children here, okay?
Family friendly.
PG-13. I mean, no. PG.
PG.
There we go. Keep it PG.
Thundercat was like, "You don't want to know." Dang right, we don't want to know. And I also don't want to get demonetized.
Like I said, what monetization do you even have?
Ooh.
What role in Under the Dark do you even have?
So the one time that you actually needed to use the button, and at that
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's muted right now.
See there. I
Fine,
did it.
I'll
You're
do it
welcome.
myself. Just
Anybody have any real questions about Under the Dark?
yeah, please, real questions.
Real questions. Let's do it.
My character definitely.
Running out of time, people.
Exactly. Who am I gonna play in Under the Dark?
He has boiled milk for
Oh my
monetization.
god. Boiled skim.
Oh my god.
That's like the ultimate not giving anything away. Just, I can't tell you, but I know he does.
Soon. Just
If
SO.
you-
I'm gonna play a
If you
civilian.
don't want to tell anyone anything, you just respond with boiled milk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey man, you know we have a test tomorrow. Boiled milk.
Yo,
Hey,
what's the
what's
answer
your
to
name? Boiled milk.
I forgot my own name.
Good to meet
Hey,
you.
where you going later? Boiled milk.
He's just like, the name's Milk. Boiled milk.
Yeah,
Boiled, not stirred.
just you have the hardened up milk stirred around the rim.
Skimmed.
You have
Have
to
you tried
literally
freezing milk
skim.
like a popsicle?
What would that taste like?
I have no
It would
idea.
taste. It would taste
Milk with a
Pure
popsicle.
monetization.
I
That's
think
actually
I think Good Mythical Morning might have done an episode about that.
Moose is doing that right now as we speak.
He's
I am.
boiling milk? Or
No,
freezing
you're
milk?
eating a milk popsicle. Skimmed milk popsicle, to be sure.
I'm eating all the things that has to do with milk. Boiled milk, skimmed milk,
Chocolate
popsicle milk, chocolate. All the milk.
What does this stream come to?
Milk.
I
Boiled
was gonna
milk.
ask, like, is it on YouTube where I'm seeing the chat, or like
Yep.
is it Instagram or?
This is on
Oh wow, it
YouTube.
says YouTube right in the freaking search bar too. Wow.
All good. Yeah, everyone gets that mistaken.
See
See you later, Michael the Collector. Thank
Later,
you.
Michael.
I'm glad.
Bye, man.
I'm glad we made your day, man.
Of course.
You have a great weekend too. But this was fun. We definitely need an after party maybe tomorrow.
After party.
Yeah, we'll have an after party.
You insanely love live streams.
That's what
I didn't-
This is actually my first live stream. I haven't been on one before.
Hey, at least I'm
I was
not.
a little nervous at first, but yeah.
I haven't done live streams in a long time. This is fun.
Yep. At least I'm not vlogging like those Paul brothers.
Ooh.
Well, you used to. Never mind.
I used to. I'm a fan.
See, this is Moose. You were asking about the problems with working with my brother. It's the
I
shame.
can expose things. Things you wouldn't want to know.
Strange.
He has leverage.
Leverage.
Give me
Hire
a
me.
role, or I'll reveal your deepest, darkest secrets.
If you don't
That-
give him a roll, it'll take a toll.
If you don't give me a roll, I'll boil the milk and feed it to you.
Oh no! While you're sleeping.
Imagine just like you feel something dripping down your mouth in the middle of the night, and it's just
Oh,
boiled
oh.
milk.
Oh,
It's like, why is that? Why is that warm?
Why is it? I was gonna say something, but
Why
never
is it-
mind.
Why is it warm?
Family. You gotta say family.
Thundercat said we should give the Paul brothers the food and drinks we have described.
Oh my god.
Give the Paul the food and drink.
My publicist told me not to say that, but
Seriously though, are there any other questions that we know?
yeah, guys, do you guys have any real questions? A little bit more mature,
Real legit questions.
something that
I like
that
the
you
question. Not about cereal or boiled milk. I think we covered like every aspect possible of those two topics.
with boiled milk, there are unlimited.
I actually do have a question.
Oh, all right.
So, what is one character, if you were to voice, who would that character be?
So
like,
who's
what's
this
a character you
question
really
directed
would? Yeah, this goes to like all you guys who voice act. Like, who's a character you just really will want to voice?
I mean, Chelsea, you want to take this first because you have been doing some pretty
Yeah.
decent auditions.
Yeah. Actually, this is pretty much my dream role. Like, I've always
Oh,
dreamt
wow.
of a way of playing like Harley Quinn or Harleen Quinzel or anything related to her. Because honestly, she, like I said, she's one of my favorite characters in DC and in the comics or anything. And yeah, and probably if I had to pick two more, I would say Poison Ivy or Catwoman in DC, just to keep it simple. But like outside, I would love to voice a Disney character if possible. Because
What Disney
in
character?
love with I'm really in love with Brave. Like, so something like that, something like Mulan, Moana, like things like that, you know, kind of like, I don't know, because I've been told I have like a really Disney type voice when I'm actually
You know what? That's a done deal. Next
And
character
I
you're going to be
listen to
playing,
songs.
Mozzarella.
Oh no.
Mozzarella. Oh,
Oh, but that's definitely a good aspiration.
It's a valid point, though. Yeah,
and the
it's a valid
Princess
point.
Cheddar Jack.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Warren?
Just anybody that's white, because as soon as I show my face, it's just play Luke Cage, play Black Panther, play Black Eyes. So it's anybody that's not that.
I'm laughing so hard because I can relate to that.
It's all cool. Actually,
Why do you think I haven't done a face reveal?
No, but seriously,
You should play Benedict Wong.
Benedict Wong. Oh yeah, that's the best one. I actually like Wong. I actually really like Wong. Wong has become really funny.
He's a pretty underrated
I
character.
like Wong too. I like Wong
Left in first act.
Yeah. No, but seriously though, I'd like to play. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. It's like from Image Comics. I can't even think of his name.
Icon.
His picture just sticks out so vividly.
What does he look?
Oh, it's like the dwarf. He's like a werewolf slash dwarf. It's some weird type of animal looking werewolf person.
So he's a werewolf.
It's really funny looking, and I just picture him as like.
Is it the astonishing Wolfman?
Yes. That is the name. That is the name. Actually,
Yeah. I remember that one because Robert Kirkman wrote that one and created it. He's the same guy who created The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He's the same guy who created Ant-Man the Black Ant, which is another stop motion on Project422 film.
Ooh. That one.
I guess that was. I guess I feel guilty because I made Warren in my stop motion voice a black man. Well, I'm sorry. But
I'm sorry, Warren.
I'm sorry for you being black, so therefore you must voice a black guy. I apologize.
It's all fine, guys.
No, I think it's funny considering ever since I voiced in like Leo Legendary's video where I voiced Falcon, so many people like messaged me saying, "Can you voice Falcon in my video? I need a Falcon. Can you voice Falcon?" And literally there was one guy I saw he had an audition. And he knew who I was through Leo's video. I'm like, oh, I was going to try out for Ant-Man. And literally I said, oh, I see you need voice for Ant-Man. He's like, well, I was going to ask you to do Falcon. I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. But like another character, I guess I would like the voice. Man, I guess someone like, maybe like Deathstroke or... If we're keeping in DC, like Deathstroke.
Done. Oh wait, did I just spoil something?
Yeah.
Whoop!
Uh-oh, that's out.
Spoiler
I
alert.
guess that's out, guys. Yeah, Deathstroke.
Whoops. That's who I'm voicing, yeah.
Just had to spoil.
I guess like I said, Deathstroke, Killer Croc.
Speaking of spoiling,
I voiced him kinda in a way, but I guess like Professor Pig, if you guys know who that is.
Oh wow, I love that character.
Big is one of my more favorite modern Batman villains. I love him.
Like he could be. Oh my gosh, no, we're gonna do that for another time. But going back to the idea of spoilers, for me, I would love to voice. Because I've been told that my voice sounds like Tom Holland. That sort of, you see where the segue was, because Tom Holland spoils a lot.
Wink.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been told that I have this Tom Holland-y voice for Spider-Man. So yeah, I want to voice Spider-Man. That sounds fun.
We're supposed to say anything.
Really?
We're just giving away spoilers left and right.
Left and right.
This is the board milk
more spoiled than
board milk
like
spoiler parlay.
Uh-oh. It'll be okay. Nobody will
That's
remember.
brutal.
Wink, wink.
But
Nudge, nudge.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, he's a goner.
No, he
Probably
had
because
boiled
of all
milk.
that skim
The
milk.
boiled
you
milk got to him.
That boiled milk's probably what did it.
Spider-Man has left the server.
oh no.
That was the skimmed milk.
Hashtag.
How about you, Tactic? Anyone you'd like to voice? I feel like,
I've
I
voiced
mean, not to be the
characters
Yuts,
in my
but
time.
not to be the Yuts, but you're voicing the greatest character, in my opinion. So there goes that. You know, you're Batman. Doesn't get any better than that.
I voiced
He's Batman.
I voiced the Thing. I voiced Iron Man.
Wait, what thing?
No, like Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
What
but
thing?
what thing?
Like Ben Grimm.
No, but what thing?
That thing over there next to you.
I think you're true.
Oh no, that thing.
Thing.
You know, the thing.
It's
Yeah,
clobber
the
time.
It's
That
clobber
thing.
time.
There goes.
No, but yeah, two any other Marvel character I love to voice if given the chance would be either Spider-Man or Wolverine.
Hmm.
But also just in general, like any villain, I would like to expand my experience and try out.
Wink, wink. Wink,
You
wink,
know,
audience. Wink, wink.
Wink.
I would like to voice more villains too. Actually, like I said, like I'm really interested like doing like something like Killer Croc or like what else is there? Oh, like Scarface. I'm just naming out Batman villains now at this point. Or Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor, you know, kind of those kind of characters.
Usually my main thing is like DC, but I guess if I had to choose a Marvel character, I would definitely pick either Storm, because I've
Ooh.
always loved Storm. She's awesome, or Rogue, because
Those are
honestly,
good.
yeah,
Dang.
Those are
my
really,
best,
really good.
my favorite.
I actually thought that like you'd be a good like voice for like Jessica Jones actually.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Well, I can hear it.
You got the webcam on?
Almost. It's almost the same thing. I think Amanda Waller would be interesting too.
Ooh, Amanda Waller.
Literally.
Oh, Amanda Waller.
It's like
Yeah.
playing a
That would
very
be like a
serious
fun
character. That's
role.
great.
You get to
Yeah.
literally do nothing but.
Suicide Squad 2.
I don't know. If I
Coming
can-
to
Yep.
I don't know if you can do it, so.
God, that movie's so bad.
It's not that bad.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, but
Like
I was
like
looking forward
literally,
to
I
that
just
movie.
thought about it just now, and now I have depression.
I like it. I actually like.
Honestly, yeah, I feel your pain because like I was a massive Suicide Squad fan before that, like with the actual Assault on Arkham like comic version, and after I saw it, I was like, oh my god, what did you do?
Like it's
Like not to say
It's
it was
just-
fully bad, but it
It's
wasn't
bad.
made the way it was supposed to be made.
It's
And I'm pretty
bad.
sure like 90%
Like,
of the world would
my friend, my
bad.
friend didn't see it in theaters, and I rented it. It literally got to the part where Deadshot took the gun from one of the guards, and the guard says, "If I die, you make sure you delete the history out of my web history." And my friend got up and turned it off. He got up and turned off. He looked at me. He's like, "You sat through all of that?" And I said, "Unfortunately, yes."
honestly, I
could
think
not
a
sit through
good
the whole
90% of
thing.
the population went and saw that movie because Harley and Joker were in it together for like the first time ever.
Yeah, sure. It just wasn't portrayed properly.
Yeah, and no, like I agree. Margot Robbie wasn't my favorite Harley at all, and I mean she looks a lot like her and everything, but to me she never got the voice down. Like she would have been better kind of mixing her Australian accent, kind of like
Right.
Brooklyn or something like that.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
Yeah. There was just a lot of props with that movie. There's just a lot of problems in the DCU in general. Let's be real. There's just a lot of things that they're doing wrong over there.
It needs some strength in its bones. It needs some.
Yeah.
Needs some skim milk in his bones.
Yeah.
Will you shut up?
Maybe it's true, you know, milk makes you stronger. That's exactly what DC needs right now, to be stronger.
DC needs some skim milk.
I think
Skim milk is better in the situation in the first place.
I
like
don't know about that. I don't think DC needs to lose weight, but I think definitely needs
Just
some
say
milk.
it.
Like 2%.
More like whole.
2%.
I think we just all need to sit down, eat some ramen, and think about our life decisions.
That's what Moose is eating.
I think.
It was awesome.
I think
Thanks
we
for
all. Yeah,
coming.
definitely.
Or not the cat. Well, the podcast. I don't know if it's abbreviated or not, but yeah.
Thanks for coming,
Should
Thunder.
be. Yeah, Thundercat, you're always fun on the stream. I hope we made your day like we did my for the collectors.
For like every stream.
No, I honestly was eating some some rice actually. Real.
You just need to reaffirm everyone in the audience that you're not actually eating boiled milk. You're not that crazy.
Yes, I, Mustafa Tall, am not eating boiled milk. I am in fact eating white rice with soy sauce in it. Thank you very much.
Just soy sauce? Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Just
You
soy
can
sauce.
do that. You don't
Add
have
some bacon grease. Believe it or not, when we had nothing.
I mean, I had a little butter, had a little butter in it, but you know, like sometimes I'll have sometimes I'll just have white rice with some soy sauce in it. And I'm good.
Yes, Thundercat said before he goes, he will start the milk before bowl trend.
Oh my!
We started a thing. We started something revolutionary, Cast. I'm telling you.
We've created something.
We've created the future.
The downfall of humanity, if that's what you meant.
In 2030, the milk will be put before the bowl.
Oh no. That'll be
People thought Donald Trump was the downfall in America. No,
It's
boiled milk was.
No, boiled milk isn't
we
the downfall
started
of
it.
America. Skim milk is.
We
I
created
will.
this month.
I'm a.
Skim milk is the right.
I'm a thank you. I will sue everyone in this chat for assault.
No, my
Guys.
brother already does that to me every day.
Guys, I don't need that. Please. I swear to you, my channel's gonna die in the next 10 minutes.
Oh well,
I'm just
I'll
saying
back
you
you
can
up, buddy.
my lawyers, but you won't get much.
You just
Because
defend
I don't
them.
and that pretty much sums that up.
I need a lawyer.
Yes, my
I
contract.
think we all do.
They're right.
Are you okay over there? But do you need some help?
I think you need some skim milk.
You need some milk. You need some juice.
Skim milk.
You need some milk. Alright.
Yes,
Oh,
please boil me some milk.
He needs some milk.
Why are all these streams such a meme? That's the
Last
trend. I'll
stream was like 844.
Oh, he needs some.
He needs. I broke Warren. I broke him with. Stop laughing, you idiot! Stop.
What are we doing with our lives?
Stream, guys. We're changing the world.
Oh damn. Oh man.
How to make Warren laugh? Say old memes from 2012.
Faith.
Oh man, my eyes hurt so bad.
The back of my head
Near my
hurts so bad.
Oh man. Ow. Oh. 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 That
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
How's that for rehabilitation, boy?
You good now?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
You need to be admitted to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
I can recommend a good therapist.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was funny. Oh, that was really funny. Oh man, my shirt is wet as hell. Oh man, I cried that day. Oh man, that was funny. All right.
Does anybody need any milk right now?
Yeah, I need some milk. My bones weak as hell.
But
Oh man. Any other
And whoever
questions?
did that was like the perfect Joker laugh.
The live. Oh,
Like I can't even recreate that.
yeah, that's top notch
Bravo.
memory right there.
definitely.
You can now replace Tom.
Yeah, Tom, he has it. Yeah,
No.
that ship
Tom
is down.
No,
Been
Tom
out.
is
I actually, when I laugh super, when I laugh super hard, I actually look like an insane person.
Yo, what do we say? Tom
Yeah,
is
we
freaking
can see that.
amazing.
No, like Warren's heard my laugh. He can vouch for that. Like,
Yeah.
like I sound like a mental patient.
Yeah,
That's gonna be your role as well. You're gonna be admitted to Arkham. You're like, come on, dude, I just wanted some boiled milk.
No exaggeration. Like it was funny for the first like 40, 50 seconds, and that's when it started to move into more sadistic, scary
territory.
And then that's when it was just like chuckles with, like
Chucky.
long pauses of deep breaths in the mic, very, very loudly.
Are you describing my laugh?
Yeah. 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 It was like you got
That's like
all
that.
I don't even remember what was so funny, but I like laughed so hard. I don't even remember what it was.
It was funny as hell, but it was
Hang on, I got a question.
I was feeling coffee. I was dying.
You think you can top this laugh? Hang on, that wasn't timed right. You think you can top this laugh?
We can't hear that.
I can't hear it. Yeah,
That was like terribly
Oh
timed.
wow.
that was
like
that was very anticlimactic. It was
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was.
That was bad.
Wow, that laugh is so cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh.
I almost heard it with both of my ears.
I almost heard it with both of my feet.
Almost. Emphasis on the almost.
Almost had to max out
Guys.
my volume button.
Both of my feet.
Stop the news.
Guys, gives up on everything.
I'm sorry. The comment I heard it both of my feet.
Who said that?
Guys, stop. You're going to make him spit out his boiled.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It's like that one where you spill your can of beans at a rock concert.
You got gas with Joker, random guys.
Don't
Give him some
spill your
space,
beans.
At a rock concert. Here's what you gotta do. You just gotta go to a rock concert, eat your can of beans, and hope nobody bumps your shoulder and make you spill it.
Oh, you're in the middle of a mosh pit, buddy. You're going to spill everything.
Listen to a rock concert with your feet.
Beans.
No, I'll just be eating beans or watching Cars too, my G.
Oh no. You need
You
help?
gotta
Don't
eat
like beans.
inside of a pair of Crocs.
Oh my god.
Filled with
I remember when you're in a car. I still remember every time I think of beans, I think of you. And then one time we were in a call with them.
What happened?
Me and Warren were home with my friends, and we played a meme, and and it had a certain
I'm waiting for him to get this.
He can't
I
finish.
still don't know what you're
I
talking
can't. It's like it was
Someone
like
call
a game.
911.
about. I still can't hear it.
That's definitely Joker Venom.
Yeah, he's
Or no, Joker Gas.
he's not getting to it. It's
Does anyone hear no CPR?
yeah. Moose, do you need
Can you
us to
speak
call
louder? My
someone?
feet can't hear you.
Shut the f-
Maybe you
dude.
Oh my god.
You got some small ass feet.
Man.
like Deadpool feet, you know?
Deadpool feet.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
wait.
No, there was like
He's doing it, guys. He's getting
You
to
need
it.
to drink some skim milk to regrow those feet, man.
And drink some beans.
you're literally that one guy who keeps repeating a joke after it was funny after 5 minutes ago. He's like, I'm still funny. I repeated the joke that was funny a while ago.
Well, if you're
Just keep
laughing,
going.
that's something.
I'm laughing because you just keep talking about it.
Exactly.
It's just I love skim milk, man.
It's like tacos. If it just keeps taco about it.
Yeah, that's definitely been the trending topic for the past hour.
Yeah,
Okay,
tacos.
Wait.
It's been like 2 hours.
Can you finish what you were saying that you couldn't finish before?
You're just saying, good job, dude.
Here with my sister. We had nothing else in the house. Get some bologna and an egg and some chocolate syrup, and fry the bologna, scramble the egg, and put it up and roll it like a taco, and then put some chocolate syrup over it, and it's called a sea taco, and it's delicious.
What?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
very imaginative.
What?
I would try that.
I've never had that before.
What?
You gotta dip it in some chocolate
It's
syrup?
Yeah,
Is
it has
Doctor
to be
Strange
Hershey.
here? Because there's
Brand,
too
you only
much
can-
sorcery.
Today we're gonna have bologna with a side of cheese. Condiment. We're gonna have some ketchup to dip your eggs, and it's gonna be delicious. Just let us know what you'll be tasting.
Dip it in some,
Just
dip it in some chocolate sauce.
want to let us know.
The amount of
Underrated.
what was it? What's it? It's gotten to a very weird place.
Some people eating
You think?
eating weird stuff for
Like it was
ASMR.
weird before, but like
It's
they
like-
have like fake ears now. They're
Hey, if they
licking-
can talk about boiled milk, I can talk about a sea taco, but don't get the anything but
No,
Hershey's, because if not, you're
no. You crossed the line now. You crossed it. Like, okay, I could let go with the skim milk, but nah, that's
But that's gotta go. He's like, we can talk
you
about
gotta go to jail. You gotta go to jail.
the sea tacos. Put sardines and
I'm just saying, everybody would love it if they tried it.
I'm not
It
listening. I'm
sounds
covering my feet.
Sardines with
You're covering your feet.
it
Telling
was a
you,
cartoon
you're
character
lost.
that had a salmon and butter sandwich. Lilo and that's
Oh,
what.
what?
I
Yes,
don't know. My
Lilo and
fiance
Stitch,
said the
the
same
opening
thing
of the
though
movie.
until I told him about it and actually made him one, and he thought I was insane, and then he actually
Put
tasted
peanut
it
butter
was
and
like, oh
ketchup
my God,
sandwich.
Oh no!
that sir is cross.
Hey, they say tomato is a fruit.
I mean,
Tomato jam is.
Is everyone in the
oh,
chat just like
peanut
high?
butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
Ew.
Is everyone just
That's like saying like I want to wrap pickles up in bologna and then just dip the whole thing in syrup.
They're gonna be like, "What are you smoking?"
You know what would be good? Pickles, olives,
not that?
ketchup, and mayonnaise. Delicious.
You like lost me with pickle. I hate
I'm just saying that to me, peanut butter and what was it? Peanut
Ketchup?
butter and ketchup.
Yes.
No, No.
Peanut butter, ketchup, and mayonnaise.
None of that should ever exist.
With a
in
side of
the same
pickles.
Put some skim milk over ketchup and mayonnaise.
You're actually like meme trash. Get out. Like,
I thought
Such a
skim
meme,
milk
bro.
was your favorite.
you're actually like. Why is I hear myself?
Yeah, is that like an echo or the stream still going on?
No, it's myself from the past, just reassuring him that he's true.
Hang on, I didn't hear that. I'm gonna put my up to the speakers.
Even your past self agrees with me being trash.
Tom's gonna get on and like listen to the rest of this podcast and be like, "My God, what have I missed?"
What a bunch of idiots!
What have I been a part of? What happened? Where did I go wrong?
We're gonna regret this. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
honestly,
one of
hands down, everything in this whole category sounds better than what I've seen my fiance eat half the time. Like I've seen him eat a raw whole onion with mustard on it.
No,
Literally.
Okay, listen.
Are you
Take
talking-
note.
wait,
I
are
bet
you
your
talking
fiance is a
Wellington?
nice guy, but leave.
That's
I bet he's a nice guy, but he needs to go. Stop.
I bet he has fresh. I bet he has fresh breath. Yeah,
He's
just smelling.
awesome. He just eats everything.
Whenever he
Like,
talks,
literally
you
everything.
cry.
With mustard, peanut butter and mustard.
Whenever he just talks, people's faces smell like from Indiana
He's the
Jones.
only person that I've actually seen do the
Whenever
cinnamon
he talks
challenge
about
and
something
not
funny.
lose. Like he swallowed everything. That did not sound right, but
Guys, please, I'm gonna get demonetized.
You need to think
Oh,
about
he did, though. He did
yeah,
a
I'm
cinnamon
totally gonna
challenge
take
and
the
he did
skim
not
milk away
spit it
from you.
out.
Whoa!
What a mad lad.
We need next stream. He's
Damn.
See, this
didn't
is
spit
why I'm
it
so
out,
good
damn.
at developing my character because I'm literally married to the Joker. Like, he's insane.
This is good. This is method.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? Put mayonnaise on a tomato and eat it raw.
He would. He literally
delicious.
Yeah.
Would he eat a peanut butter and mustard mayonnaise ketchup sandwich?
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
like
he
probably.
says absolutely.
What about a piece of garlic?
Wait,
A clove of garlic. With
Wait, is he
ketchup
here?
and
Did he
mustard.
hear what I said? I'm sorry. I don't want to. I don't want him to
Yeah.
eat me. Okay.
Nah, he cannibalism isn't his style. He's not Hannibal Lecter crazy. He's just like shut up.
He is Dexter.
What did he say?
He said lies.
Oh, oh, I hope he doesn't like dark meat. Oh no.
Where did this conversation go?
Does anyone have any
Left to
real
go to Las
questions?
Vegas.
Like,
Do you you guys have any real questions for Batman Under the Dark?
I think I saw one where some of what our favorite comic book characters were.
Oh, all right. Thundercat asked that. So, you want to take this one?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite comic book characters is obviously my favorite one is Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been a big inspiration to me, and I related to him the most out of like any other superhero. So, Spider-Man, Mr. Fantastic, and who else? Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is pretty good, but he's not. Oh yeah, Daredevil, of course.
Yeah. That's the lawyer I need.
And I guess now I'm just naming up, but I guess there's of course there's Nightwing, or just Dick Grayson in general as Robin and or Nightwing.
And Batman, you know. just to
I like
promote under
Batman,
the
but I personally love Dick Grayson a lot. Dick Grayson a lot more, actually.
Oh, cool. And you'll
Like,
definitely
I don't hate Batman, obviously, but you know, I love
My
Dick Grayson, his personality, and I feel like he's also a Robin I relate to the most, and I feel like
Oh man,
we
My
also have
fiance
like
says
that person. I have that personality of Dick Grayson and Peter Parker in a way.
he also has that. He also has the stupidest death in the Injustice comic.
He does.
He does. He just gets hit by a baton and just boom, dead.
I think to me that's what kind of makes it iconic in a way because it's so unexpected.
That's probably what's
'Cause he's-
gonna kill me.
So I have a
Just
question.
I wake up to my
I
brother hitting me in the head with a baton.
That's sad.
What's your question?
Are we like, as the contestant allowed to ask questions to each other, or is it
Yeah,
like
we're good.
Q&A from the fans?
No, I mean I guess we can ask questions to each other. That's only I've been asking questions to you guys. It's only fair.
Oh yeah. I wasn't sure how to feel about that, but I actually have a legit good question.
All right.
Well, is everybody done answering the last one first? I don't want to interrupt anybody.
I'm done answering.
I'll answer it quickly. I'll just say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Ghost Rider, because I like looking people in the eyes and then murdering them. Oh wait, no.
Okay.
It's a nice
So
hobby
you
to have.
guys could- Yeah, definitely. You know, just go out for a nice spring day and all of a sudden.
Yep. When you feel it, you feel it. You're just like, ooh, that guy's gonna bite the dust.
And another one does too.
Shut up.
Anywho, what was your question?
Boy, shut your ass up.
If you guys could voice any non-major character, like this can be like anybody from like, a newscaster to like anybody. Who would
Well,
you
my
voice?
brother always asks me to voice a civilian.
A civilian.
Mm.
I could see that. I could see that definitely.
If I were to voice like a
very
very minor character, my leg. If I were to voice a minor character, I would want to be that one guy, like from like Spider-Man 2, when he's like when Spider-Man goes in the alleyway and changes to make that pizza delivery. He's like, "Whoa, that man, so that guy's pizza." I want to roll like that. That's. I want to be that guy, pizza guy.
That's his name. He's
Nah, I want to be stealing the guy's pizza.
I want to be Bruce Campbell. I mean, I know Stealthbot, like he didn't make the stream, but he is the Bruce Campbell. I want to be Bruce Campbell's character in every Spider-Man movie.
Bruce Campbell is
first,
amazing.
yeah, in the first movie, in the first Spider-Man movie, he's just this this announcer, and then in the second movie, he's this. Apparently, he's. I don't know. I don't even know what he is in that movie.
So I know the first one he's an announcer. The second one,
he's in the. He's wearing a suit and tie, and then at the play.
Yeah, he's the ticket manager, and he's saying, "Yeah, you can't go in." And in the third one, he's the waiter for the restaurant when Peter's at the post and Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's also like the
Amazing
show
Spider-Man.
ticket master or something like that. Like when Peter's trying to get into the show, and he's like, "Well, I can't let you in, sir."
Sorry, but no one shall be seated after the doors are closed.
Yeah. Well, actually, when Spider-Man 4 was going to be made, he was going to have a cameo as the Mysterio.
And then he said in Spider-Man 2, he's like he says something about an illusion.
Right? Oh, when he said like the door, the doors like no one shall be seated after the doors are closed. It keeps the illusion, or something like that. I forget.
I'm just like this guy's Mysterio.
Bruce Campbell.
And if he's the same guy, then he's putting up a performance as a waiter. Doesn't he want to be like an actor or something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Evil.
Because I know he was like an illusionist. I thought he also wanted to do acting or whatever.
And when the guys run over Peter with their car, like the bike, and then he does a flip, and then the kids were like, "How'd you do that?"
Oh
Eat your
yeah.
green vegetables.
Eat your green vegetables. I remember that.
Yeah, that explains how he
I
doesn't.
think also I remember in Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock grabbed Aunt May and then they're at the top of the bank and then he looks go over and he just looks at Peter. He looks at Spider-Man and goes, Butterfingers. And
That
also I
movie's such
remember
a
when the Green Goblin was about to die, just a second before the glider gun, he
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That look was priceless. Like,
Sam Raimi and this balance of comedy and horror.
Yeah, like
Peter,
when Green Goblin was
don't
in
tell
an
Harry.
old woman suit inside of a burning building and just had like and then when he sprays him, the guy's like sleep.
Like, it's just
He's creepy as hell, man.
when he's like in the burning building, he's like,
So I mean,
Yeah, that was. Oh
Norman
my
actually
god,
make those noises, or like an audio recording?
that used to creep me out.
I don't know. Let's
like
invite Willem
literally
to
that
watch
whole scene in the whole
stream.
movie was like the creepiest scene to me. And he just turns around and he just does that shriek, and I was like, oh my god. I'm turning this off. I can't. I'm so addicted. I can't. It was like a love-hate thing.
But man, why was he ever nominated? I don't think he was nominated for an Oscar for that role.
He should
Oh
have
man,
been. I
Yeah.
think he should have been.
yeah.
That was oh man.
It's like him chasing an Oscar like Leonardo DiCaprio does.
How long have you been streaming?
Didn't he
Oh
finally
my
win
gosh,
one?
3 hours.
We've been on for
William
3 hours.
Dafoe, William the Friend.
Wow.
We've been streaming for 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining the
Who's
stream.
eating again?
That concludes it.
The dog.
Yeah, I'll probably have to end up going soon because it's about dinner time and everything. But
Yep.
are there any more like questions at all? Anybody wants to ask or fan?
We'll do
questions?
I
last round.
actually have one. I have one for Chelsea. Is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Right. I was gonna say like right before your phone died earlier. I think that's what happened. I was gonna ask if you wanted to be like an Invisible Woman in Civil War stop motion. I have the script done and everything. Would you be interested?
Yeah, actually, I would be interested. I have like the difference with being in Batman and everything was I actually didn't have work whenever I was in Batman, so I'm kind of working around the schedule I have with work now with Batman. But I'll be glad to like work something out and see.
No, I get it. Just for episode 1, that's already filmed and everything. I'm pretty sure she just has like 1 line or 2.
Oh.
So it's not.
Yeah,
so it's not even that many. Like I think she might have a bit more in the second episode, but the first one she only has like 1 or 2.
Yeah, like I mean, honestly, Invisible Woman's pretty cool, so I wouldn't
Great.
mind.
Great. Now you just need to sign here, and then your soul's mine. So thank you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I will. I can get in contact with you about that. But I think. I don't. Is there any other questions people have in the chat?
I actually don't think so. I think that's
Hey,
a
Project.
pretty. That's a
How are you
pretty
gonna
great.
set, what character are you gonna set me up with, huh? Come on, Project.
Oh,
Still
man, I've
on
been
it, like my
finals.
thing.
This is happening.
Yeah, it is.
But that being said, thank you to everyone who joined the stream. That was a really great conclusion. It was fun. It was hilarious. It was sad. And huge shout out to Moose the creator for hosting, quote unquote, hosting this stream and asking questions for the Under the Dark cast. It was so much fun. And
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Yeah.
How about being the next one?
About a week
Yeah,
or so now.
I'm probably gonna make another stream in like 2 minutes.
Base.
I'm addicted to streams.
Immediately start another one.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye. See you guys next time. Hey guys, welcome to the new stream.
Bye, guys.
Later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Drink.
Thanks for joining the stream, everyone.